But I think that...
Hey! Little early.
Slightly early. Sorry.
That's all right.
It's all right.
Good morning, everybody.
Hey, good morning.
Scott, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Yourself?
Friday, everybody. Lern, how are you?
I'm well.
Yeah.
Rafe?
Not great.
Uh-oh.
But
What happened?
It's Friday. Just as a convert. It started with the Chiefs game last night, and it's just carried over into today. But I'm about to turn it all around.
Guys, I had the Lions win.
I forgot how much pain and agony rooting for a football team can cause you, even coming off of a Super Bowl.
Well,
First
I would
game.
have thought.
First game.
I would have thought yesterday would have been a gimme.
So did they. So did all them young guys.
Lions, Chiefs, at Arrowhead.
Right.
Huh? I mean,
Incredible.
coming off the last game they played was the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It's a great win against a great team.
Right. And
then now we're playing the Lions.
Wake up this morning.
The joke of the decade.
What? They're amazing.
Well,
The golf era.
Well, all we can hope for is that the Fast Lane have had the Chiefs winning as well,
I'm
right?
assuming
I don't think we
everybody-
lost ground there.
I have the math.
I'm assuming everybody picked the Chiefs last night, did they?
You are wrong.
How do we know?
Who picked the Lions?
Jamie Rivers picked the Lions.
No way.
We're down by 1.
What?
So are they actually doing the punishment or not?
Yeah.
No. I mean, that's kind of odd. They'd have one guy, because that's what they did last year. They always had one guy kind of go against the norm just
That
to
would
get that extra
dissent?
point.
Oh, so
Oh.
playing the numbers.
Yeah.
Paid off to this time.
Listen, as long as they're doing the weekly punishment,
All right.
like gentlemen,
And Anthony Stalter said
that they would.
that they would.
Yeah, it's all good.
And those Canadians, though, they know football, so I'm not going to argue that.
So for this first week, I guess, how does this work? So we have Thursday games and Sunday games.
Thursday games and Sunday
So
games.
come Monday, we will punish ourselves.
If
Unless the
and we're
Monday
going to shoot ourselves.
sometimes the Monday night game, because there is a Monday night game.
Right.
will be a tiebreaker sometimes.
Sometimes the
we'll-
Monday night game comes into account.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the punishment will then be Tuesday, facing the firing squad.
Jeez.
So whatever happens, somebody will be getting shot with only one
Come next week.
pellet.
Next week.
We're all
next
even
week.
in this room.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm really just curious.
Go ahead.
So how does the shots, how do we inflate the shots to 6, right? 6 is the max or 10 is the max? What's the max?
I mean,
No,
it could be.
There's no max.
There's no max.
So but how
If you lose 18 weeks, you're getting shot 18 times.
but when?
Per
Over
shot.
the entire course of the
So
season.
it builds up. So 1 week, if you lose 2 in a row, then the next week, that first week you got 1 shot. Second week, it's going to be 2 shots. And then a 3, and then 4, all the way up to 18. So it builds up, and you get them every
Oh,
time.
because it's 18 weeks of football.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, that's what I was confused about. Like so 1 is for first week, 2
Right.
is for second week. Okay.
No. Second loss. Not to, no. It doesn't like it's
So
not,
let's say
it's not
we're-
like the stakes are not higher later in the season unless you've lost. So if you lose the first week and you get a shot, and you lose the 5th week, you get 2 shots because that's your second.
That's your
loss.
second loss of
Oh,
the
I
season.
see. I see. I get you. Okay.
Yeah, you made it just really scary. It's scary enough.
I'm telling
you
you.
just made it far
I'm
scarier.
telling you right now, we need to be organized. Because
Yes.
I don't want how many did you lose?
Right.
You know what? We got the dry erase
Yeah,
board.
we got
Is
a
this
board.
going to be the NFL
That's
season?
going to be the NFL season board.
Web guy Joe also had the Lions, so he's on the leaderboard.
Dang.
Dang it.
How'd they know?
Seeing a
Who
lot-
did?
Web guy Joe.
Web guy Joe.
He's not in the competition, but he's beaten us already.
I need to
Yeah,
get my
Jamie Rivers, number 1. Look at this. We're all in black and white, and he's in color. Of
course he is.
He's the only one that got a point.
He's the only one that got a point.
Cool.
Okay, that's
Good for
fine.
you guys.
Whatever, dude.
Jerks.
fine.
It was hard to watch. I'll tell you that. I was not happy.
Is this because Kelsey was out?
Then I go to bed. I
I
can't
didn't.
sleep.
It didn't.
Kelsey, Chris Jones, wide receivers were crap.
Wide receivers. I hope the wide receiver coach took that whole wide receiving core out on the field after the game and made them run 100-yard sprints for about an hour because they dropped about 15 or 20 balls. And Jadarius Toney, who I love and think has a lot of potential, man. A clinic and hands of stone last night, including tipping it up in the air Mahomes is the one that has to eat that stat and get a pick six, but that was his fault, man. He hit him right in the chest. He flips it up in the air.
Yeah.
If you're not going to catch it, at least knock
listen,
it down.
I'll be honest with you. There's going to be a lot of football to watch this year, and I only watched maybe the first quarter and a half of last night's game.
They're missing people. That's for sure. But the Lions look good. I
know there's a big, a lot of people are worried because if you have Spectrum cable, ESPN and Disney are all locked out. Like there's some kind of dispute between ESPN, Disney, and Spectrum.
Nice.
So I know the Monday night game will be still shown on ABC.
Well, and Lern sent me this morning that since for the first time since '94, NFL Sunday Ticket will not be on DirecTV.
Oh, it's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube bought the rights for $2 billion.
And how much is it to? It's 200 something for the NFL Sunday Ticket.
That's how much it is. $200.
I think it's even more.
Wow.
I hope they get enough money.
Somebody
verify
that.
$3.99.
$3.99.
For YouTube primetime channels, $399. Or you can bundle it with the NFL Red Zone for $40 more. So the NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube includes regular season games, including games not shown nationally or on your local area broadcasts. You can get the Sunday Ticket for $399.
Okay, so then what I would do is
if you're a bar, or that's what it costs
what I would do is I would set up a big screen outside my house and charge my neighbors.
I mean, that sounds
charge my neighbors a cover to come over.
That sounds like a commercial price, but I guess okay. And we were just going through everything yesterday, like cutting subscriptions. I gotta save money, and I'm looking at subscriptions. I'm like, we could do without this.
I'm still plugged in.
I could cut this.
I still have it. I'm a Spectrum.
I don't have it.
Guy.
We don't. We just have.
We've actually
Netflix,
talked
Hulu,
about
all that.
We've talked about dropping the apps and going back to cable because it might be cheaper.
I'm
trying to figure it out.
I think
I'm trying
to
to
roll
play
with the rabbit ears.
Actually, I'm not opposed to that. My
did.
wife wouldn't like
Roll
I
with the
cut
rabbit
cable
ears.
early. I cut cable before iPhones were invented.
I know, but I think I
It's
may go back
2005.
to cable because it's cheaper than
It's-
having all the apps that.
That's true.
It's getting wild, but here's the nice thing. At least you can do it for like a month. Like we did Showtime for like a month or so just
That's a good point.
for Billions, even though that was dumb because now it expired. And I was like, wow, why aren't there new Billions coming out? Like, oh, yeah. I
that The
canceled it
Rock?
at the end of August.
Billions?
No. That's
Paul Giamatti.
Oh.
It's Damian Lewis. Like it's incredible. Maggie Siff. It's like great Showtime show. But you know what? I'm gonna have to do without for a while. I'm gonna wait until they're all out, and then you get it for a month.
Yep.
You catch up on all your favorite shows, and then you drop it.
Yeah.
Well, listen. If you're looking to save some money, don't be driving anywhere because gas prices are about to go up again by $1.
You know what? I'm just one of those Americans, man. I don't even look anymore.
I don't even look anymore either.
Yeah.
I think most people don't look. If I asked you what the price of a gallon of gas was right now, what was it?
$3.72.
Is it? Do you know that, or are you just pulling?
I filled up yesterday, and it was like $39.
Whoa! I'd have guessed $3.51. $3.72. See,
so.
that's
Were
what
you
I
in
get for
Illinois
not
or
looking.
Missouri?
I was in Ellisville.
According to AAA, Missouri has the 10th lowest prices of any state. Weekly average of $3.52 a gallon. But, so this is from KS2K, St. Louis drivers should prepare for a price jump at the pump. Both AAA and Gas Buddy are warning drivers in the St. Louis area of an impending price increase as summer comes to an end. Gas Buddy says prices could spike anywhere from 50 cents to $1 per gallon over the next couple days. A press release from Gas Buddy said trade sources told them the short-term spike may be due to a refinery outage, but said there are a few details on the particulars on what is driving the increase. So when you see 50 cents to $1 more a gallon in the next couple of days, I warned you.
What are we going to do?
I warned you.
Well, the good news is next year is the big election year, so prices will drop.
Oh, that's so true.
Yeah.
I warned you. It is Friday, so let's do some Friday leftovers. Speaking of traveling, there was a list put out of the most underrated cities in the nation. The most underrated cities in the nation. And St. Louis made the list.
All right.
We are the 4th most underrated city in America.
Heck yeah.
I think that's pretty good.
That's not
Yeah.
bad.
That's pretty good.
That's wonderful.
And true.
4th most underrated city in the country. Do you know what the most underrated city in the country is? A place I've never been.
Ooh, major city?
Yeah.
Burlington?
Minneapolis.
I'm gonna say you've
That's
never
Coke
been
Factory.
It is.
Actually.
Burlington?
Yeah.
No.
Underrated.
Burlington, Vermont?
Yeah.
Burlington, Vermont's pretty
I think
cool.
people think it's like lame, and it's probably awesome.
I almost worked in Burlington, Vermont.
For radio?
Yeah, for radio.
You should have. That'd been fun.
I'm gonna say
No, wouldn't have.
Man, Minneapolis. It's not something like that.
No,
it's always one of those like
Is
random
it,
northern cities.
Salt Lake City?
it's got to be a New Mexican town or something.
No.
Oh,
No?
Give me a hint. What
Northwest.
region of the country?
Northwest.
Northwest.
Seattle.
Seattle. Seattle is the most underrated city in the country.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was
I think Seattle
highly
gets,
rated.
Yeah, tons of hype. The
Right.
real estate's ridiculous.
Oh, I also do have the most overrated cities.
Oh, good.
And West Seattle is awesome, and I mean Seattle's fine and stuff.
Seattle's great, but I almost feel like 2
Never
years
been.
ago it would have been #1 for
Right.
overrated
Yeah.
cities.
Is it the rain? People are like, ooh, Seattle. But it's really great.
And
Yeah, the
wouldn't
rest-
a fish
I don't
market-
know.
It's not that big a deal.
I know they put cream cheese on their hot dogs.
Oh,
Well, there it
that's
is.
an issue.
Now we know.
Yeah.
Well,
Now we know why they made this list.
Hey, you do you, man.
People are like, I'm not going to that disgusting city.
No, this is underrated. So this is a place where people should travel to.
Right. But they're putting cream cheese on their hot dogs?
Apparently, that's a thing over there.
I do enjoy my time up there. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
You ever been down the like sports area where the Mariners play and the Seahawks?
I've never been.
It's cool. You can go. There's this coffee shop there right by that stadium. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I think we got one. I think we got one over here.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Seattle, then Tampa, Charlotte, St. Louis, Boston, Austin.
Charlotte.
Yeah,
wait,
Charlotte.
we lost to Tampa?
Boston?
And we lost to Tampa as underrated city. Hey, listen, it's nice to be even mentioned in the top 10.
Charlotte's
It is,
kinda
but
rough.
Charlotte's neato though.
Is it? I don't know, man.
Remember the Tremont or whatever that place is
Yeah,
called?
but that venue's in like
Disrepair.
a rough spot.
So this is all right. St. Louis ranked the 4th most underrated city in the country, according to a recent survey from real estate brokerage Home Bay. The city jumped a whopping 42 spots from the brokerage's 2022 survey to land just behind Seattle, Tampa, and Charlotte on the underrated list. And this is what they write: visitors will find St. Louis has plenty of things to do, including the blues clubs,
What?
breweries,
Oh, great.
It's a blues-
museums, and championship-winning sports teams.
Cool, man.
Yet affordability is the main draw, with the cost of living that's 5% lower than the studied city average and a typical home price that is 44% less than average.
We should have led with that.
So we made the list because everything's cheap here.
More bang for your buck.
Yeah, good food, cheap housing.
I tell people that a lot. That bang for your buck. This is the city.
Oh,
Yeah.
abso-friggin-lutely.
City living at a country price.
Oh, yeah.
That should be our slogan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we don't want
Charlotte.
people to move here.
Charlotte's
Never been to Charlotte either.
it's been a while. I'll admit it's been a minute. But when I was there, it was
There was
it was somewhere in
cool
between
stuff down
St.
in the
Louis and
city.
Detroit. Yeah, every city has some cool
Yeah.
stuff, but like I don't know.
So-
It's close to a lot of good things.
What did
St.
they say
Louis,
about that?
Boston. I didn't read it.
Boston.
St. Louis, Boston, Austin, Birmingham, Baltimore, San Jose, Atlanta. Those
And-
are the top 10 most
San
underrated
Jose?
cities.
Austin. I feel like Austin's one of the best. Everybody's always like, Austin is so cool.
Yeah, and that's exploded as well. San Jose is pretty dope, and they've been on a tear the last like 15 years. I will
Yeah,
I will
they
admit
have a nice mall.
San Jose has worked hard at like cleaning it up, making it look real nice and feel good. San Jose is pretty cool.
Now, here are the most overrated cities,
Let's go.
according to the real estate brokerage firm Home Bay.
I would think Boston would be one of the overrated ones.
They are on the underrated and overrated.
Okay, how does this make
okay.
any sense?
Cool.
I was
Okay.
say if Branson's on the overrated, I'll be so mad.
Boston
Portland.
is number 5 on the underrated and number 10 on the overrated.
Los
Portland,
Angeles.
no. Los Angeles is number 2. Most overrated city.
New York,
New York's number 1.
What? Why?
because it's overrated.
I don't know. I feel like every time I've gone to New York, only twice, I'm in awe of it. So I don't know if that's
Yeah,
just
and then
my
you go,
Midwest.
okay, we're done here.
Here's the thing about New York: great vacation town. Terrible
To live in,
to live in.
I've not, yeah,
it's,
I've never
it is
vacationed.
I'll believe.
it is
yeah.
a young man's game. To live in New York City or young woman's game.
Thank you. Young person's game.
A young person's game.
It is an entertainingly intense place, which is really fun, and maybe that's what you mean. Like it's for young hearts.
Yeah. A lot of people.
And then after that, you go,
Cool movie scenes.
A lot of hustle, like hustle and bustle.
Yeah, man.
And yes, of course, there are old people that live in New York.
Sure.
Hey, can I ask, when they say overrated, underrated, are they talking about living or are they talking about visiting? Because that's two different
I think
things.
this is living.
Okay.
Got to be living.
Because they've got to be living because they're talking about affordability.
Right.
As
Okay.
far as housing prices and stuff like that. So New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Chicago, D.C., Tampa, number 2 on the underrated list, number 6 on the overrated list, Vegas, Atlanta, Dallas, and then Boston.
For overrated?
For overrated.
I can tell you how I know LA and New York are overrated was the pandemic. Because in comedy, you're always pressured to move to those 2 cities. Either New York, because it's like the dojo, the training center where people build their careers, and then they usually move to LA when they're famous. There are some, there's a point of contention between LA and New York comics. But every comic I know, when the comedy went away, there's like, I love New York, dude. I love it here. I'm like, you do. You love it. You love paying $4,000 a month to live in a shoebox.
Yeah.
And walk past pyramids of trash cans scoured with rats on your way to the club. You love putting your whole life in a bag, riding a train 45 minutes, almost getting stabbed, to hang out, sweat, having to put on layers, take off layers everywhere you go, live out of a backpack. You love that. Love it. As soon as comedy went away, they all moved home.
Well,
every single person.
And there's a couple. There's a couple
Immediately.
reasons for that. Okay,
They
so
stayed.
you're paying $4,000 a month for a 200 square foot apartment.
Yes.
Okay. Number 2, when they shut everything down, I mean, it's like you're in prison. You're staying in that your prison cell of an apartment.
Yeah.
I know for somebody like Nikki Glazer, who she had just
got that place.
and she
Crazy
was
nice
paying
place.
an absorbent
Crazy.
amount of money.
She even said, she's like, I finally have a ton of money. I'm going to get this badass place. She got this badass place in like February, and then the world shut down in March.
Well, and the world shuts down and her family's here. So she moved, so a lot of comics want to be closer to family.
But like you said, with the prison cell thing, like New York is, you're out and about, you're doing things. So again, young man's
When
heart,
we
young woman's like game, and you're not in your apartment. So that's they're not living a life where they're in their apartment, and then when everything shuts down,
Right. Like, oh my God,
they're
this is
stuck
very
in a place
small.
they never intended to be anyway.
That's a good
When
point.
my wife and I lived there and we had our 300 square foot apartment for $4,000 a month, that was home base. And that was pretty much to put your stuff down, change your clothes, take a shower, sleep. And then you get up and you go.
Yeah, it's
And you
almost
got
like
your
it's like-
backpack
It's
on.
like an RV without wheels. Like you're just going back there to sleep,
Yeah.
cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, LA was kind of the same ball game as that, where my car had half of my clothes in there just because I knew once I left that morning, I wasn't going to be back till time for bed, basically.
Okay, speaking of
Yeah,
traveling,
that's wild.
I've never been to Venice. We are, as far as my bucket list goes, travel through Italy, eating my way from south to north or north to south. Obviously, Venice would be a spot for me to visit.
That'd be cool.
Venice, Italy, will become the first city in the world to start charging people who just want to come for the day.
A day
Interesting.
pass. Hi, welcome
Starting
to Venice.
next month, authorities plan to charge visitors who are not staying overnight as part of this 30-day experiment meant to discourage daily tourism in certain periods.
Hi, welcome to Venice. Are you a member?
No.
Oh, day pass?
Yeah. $100.
So I guess what they're saying is people are coming into Venice. From what I hear, Venice is a pretty dirty city.
Oh.
Yeah, I've heard
The streets are super wet.
I've heard Venice and Rome are kind of nasty places on the whole.
Like because of the tourists coming in for the day, sullying the place and then leaving. So they're going to start charging people. Authorities will choose 30 days scattered over a couple months when the city is expected to be the busiest, during holiday weekends, during certain festivals, and they're going to charge day trippers on those days only. So they're going to charge you about $5.40 American.
Hey, we should time this right. I'm supposed to be back in Italy next year. You should just come with. You do your tour, I'll do mine.
Yeah.
We'll have dinners.
Let's all go. I want to see some concerts.
Let's broadcast live from Dirty
International
Venice.
Rizz Show.
I wonder what.
And we're all influencers, so maybe we get the free pass for the day.
I would never want to work when I go there.
Well, no. Nobody wants to
No,
do that.
yeah, no, gosh, that would be awful.
Wait, this doesn't work. This is fun.
But we
Yeah, but it was
a
let's
dream
do the
job.
show from out in Italy.
What's the time difference?
I don't
Are
wanna-
they ahead? Where is it?
Yeah, like
That
eight,
would
maybe 9.
definitely tamper my enjoyment.
Hey, everybody, we got a 4 gondola pileup out there on.
Yeah.
Traffic and weather will be different.
Yeah.
It's
We got
nice.
a boat blocking 44.
Have you guys ever taken the Rizz show to like the Dominican or Mexico or anything like
No,
that?
I'm against it.
That's why I've been
I've
pushing
done
on
it.
this cruise thing. I've been pushing on all of it.
It's fun to wake up on
I'm
the
against
beach
it.
and broadcast.
I've
It
been
really
pushing
is.
on.
I don't want to do it.
Casey and Remy next door, they're always out of town. Every other week they're
I
on a
don't
beach. I'm
want
like,
to do it.
But we can
You've
vote,
never
right?
done it. You don't know if you like it.
Let's
Learn-
vote.
I'm
Here,
probably
take
not
this,
going to
take this torch.
Okay.
You take this torch. You fight this fight.
Probably not going to like it.
Let's take a vote real quick, see if we're going or not.
Constitution behind that no, I'm against it really got me good. No, I'm against it.
This is a
why?
Rizzocracy, okay?
Yeah.
And we're going to take a vote right now.
Did you?
Hang on. We're taking over. Who wants to go broadcast from
Oh,
the
me.
beach?
Me. I've only been begging.
From
Three,
the beach?
3-2.
No.
You wake up,
Right,
you walk
that's
10
majority.
feet.
Team player.
You
That's
walk
majority.
10 feet. The sun comes up.
I'll go different location. I don't know if we need to do it from the beach.
Oh, I don't
What?
care where it is.
Yeah,
could
we
be
can do it in
in
the
If the
building.
right situation presented itself, I would consider it.
See his heart.
But
just
every time
changed.
we've been asked, I said no, and they stopped asking.
Yeah, they stopped asking. Everybody around us is just being sent all over the globe.
Yeah.
It is so much fun.
See?
You walk because you don't have to get up
I
super
like
early.
this
Experience.
space to do the show. I
get it. I get it.
I like here. This is the studio is another member of the show.
Perhaps you'll love there as well.
You would
Yeah,
like
maybe I
it.
will. But
We
what
would
if I
just be
don't?
hanging. We would be sitting around. Whoever was running board would be dealing
I
with all
don't
this.
want a vacation with you guys, honestly.
You know what?
But we can
That's
get
what it comes
Frontier to
down
team
to.
up with us. We
That
could
was
do a
my
real-
hunch.
We would only see
truth
each other
comes
during
out.
the
insulting.
show.
We're fun vacationers, all of us.
I don't want to be. I wouldn't be left alone.
You
too.
don't want to see beach Rizz, okay? That's it. That's
Oh,
all
I
I'm
wanna
saying.
see-
Yes, I do.
I feel like
I want to
it's-
see you eating spaghetti on the beach. Just
That's
like
all I'm saying is you don't want to see beach Rizz. That's it.
It's probably
Right.
better.
You wouldn't.
because we would come
You
back
would
to
never look at me the same.
reality. Rizz is not like we would fall in love with beach Rizz.
Right? Yeah. You vacation with Tommy, so it's not.
Yeah.
It's not that you're against doing it with.
I don't have to do a show with Tommy.
with with.
He's kept
work
you
folks.
employed. You know, he's like never fired
I
you from
don't.
seeing beach Rizz.
I don't have to do a show every day with Tommy.
We're about to hit our 10-year anniversary.
I
you
don't
and me.
care. You don't want it. For your safety.
Hey, don't
Is
be
it your
concerned with my
nipples?
safety.
Is it?
Well-
is it
Oh,
shirtless
everybody's
Rizz?
seen my nipples.
I have a great idea.
I've never seen
All
your
three.
nipples.
Oh yeah.
I do have a great idea. We would need somebody to stay here and work the board. So maybe 4 of us go down
Somebody
there.
would
and
have to
Rizz-
stay back.
Oh.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
stay back.
Yeah, you stay back.
and send us.
Not a terrible idea.
Okay.
This is a grand
happening.
idea.
All right,
Not a
I'll see
terrible
what's
idea.
going on in October. Let's get it going.
We'll all go to Italy,
Yeah.
and you board
I
up
honestly
while
would
we
not
eat
wanna
our
go
way
to
through
on a
Italy.
work trip.
And you tell us where to eat at. We'll go.
I wouldn't want to go. I wouldn't want to go there on a work trip.
Well, let's just say,
I think that would spoil what should be like a memorable. I don't want work hanging over
yeah, I get it.
going to like a dream destination.
Can you test it? Send me over there. We'll do a whole work
Scott,
thing.
we're not going.
Well, no, you send me, and then I'll see
You
if
could
it's
go
bad
and
to work.
stay.
50th birthday, Rizz show. 50th birthday. We go international.
I love it.
That's
Whether
awesome.
that's
Okay, well.
Mexico or Italy.
I can see what you're saying, man. I mean, you know, the three of us that have toured for a living here can tell you, like, you know, it's pretty incredible. I've traveled the world over, 15 times, and it's been the absolute joy of my life. But
Yes.
there's some bittersweetness when, like, oh, cool, I'm in this incredible city. Oh, for,
I gotta be. I
for
gotta
4 hours and 48
right.
minutes.
I gotta be back to
and I gotta work
wherever.
and I gotta be on. I gotta be on tonight, and I gotta
What's
be
the
up
time
tomorrow
difference?
at 5 a.m. and.
That's why I didn't like the beach. I wouldn't want to do comedy on the beach. So I don't want to do radio on the beach. I would do radio remotely, and then we all hang at the beach after we get done. I'm all about that. Where's the Speedo withstanding?
Right. It's 1:33 p.m. right now in Milan.
Milan. I'm too sexy
So
for the Rizz show.
all right, it's 1:30.
So we would be in afternoons
It would
over
be.
there.
It would be an
Beaches-
afternoon show.
Yeah, no
We'd be
beaches
done.
in Milan.
Well, I'm saying
You'll love
if
it
we
there,
went
and the
to
food
Rome.
is ridiculous.
We'd be eating lunch in Milan
Yeah,
while our community here is waking up.
you'd have one of those panzerottis or whatever in each hand, just like,
No, and
hey,
I'm-
we're
and
back
I'm-
on air.
And I'm jealous of my wife. My wife tells all these, stories of she backpacked, through Europe, and she's been to Italy a bunch of times. My brother-in-law was a model, a male model, Zoolander style,
Wow.
and she went to, stay with him for a little bit in Milan, and she went to Monaco, and
Wow, that's
Dang.
cool.
Awesome.
yeah, I'm jealous of those stories.
Yeah, let's do it in France.
Well, Milan would be cool. We get Mucha on there. It'll be good.
Okay, so all right, that's travel stuff. Dictionary.com. Dictionary.com added 566 words and terms, new words and terms.
Just this year?
This week.
Oh, come on.
Well, they do these dumps. They do these like, okay, like this week we're adding all these words that
566?
566 new words were included and put into dictionary.com.
Is the language no longer sacred?
Now to make it in.
Are we just letting everybody in?
to make it into dictionary.com, each of these terms or words has to be used by a lot of people, is what they said. It has to be useful for a general audience, and they only add words they think are likely to stick around. So I'm going to give you the word, and you tell me, it's a word or phrase, and you tell me what you think it means. And this is all according to dictionary.com. Number one is coffee nap. What is a coffee nap? That is now in dictionary.com.
Is that somebody that
a coffee nap
doesn't drink coffee for an hour?
No, it's a short nap, usually 15 to 30 minutes, taken immediately after a cup of coffee. People claim you wake up feeling super energized.
Okay, yeah. I have done that, and that does seem to work, although I don't know the science behind it. But at the same time, why is the dictionary involving themselves in this matter?
Well,
you know what I mean? Like, okay, so...
Well, people are using the term coffee nap.
Those are two words to describe a happening. What's that have to do with the dictionary? It doesn't change any of the meanings of the words.
Well, the phrase coffee nap now has a meaning.
Well, people think of what we do every week, though, on this show. We get to Urban Dictionary. We're like, we don't know what that means. And we go and find it. That's essentially what the dictionary is doing. Like catnap has been a phrase for
right. If you
years.
said, I'm going to take a coffee nap, and I went, okay, and then I turned around and I go, I don't know what the hell she's talking about. And I go to dictionary.com.
Yeah.
And they're convinced coffee nap.
They think coffee nap is something that's going to stick around. How about this one? Blur's Day.
Blur's Day.
What is Blur's Day? That is now in dictionary.com.
The day that went
It's
fast?
the day you forget.
Yeah, this week has gone so fast. It's like Blur's Day.
Yes,
I don't
yes,
know.
that's basically right.
Happy
So
Blur's
Blur's Day is a day not easily distinguishable or distinguished from other days, or the phenomenon of days running together. So that's Blur's Day.
Must be a lot of people.
Never heard that?
Not in my universe using that. I've never heard
of that.
I kind of like
I think
it,
that's a stupid one.
but oh my god,
I kind of like
today
it.
is like
That's a
Blur's
stupid
Day.
Happy Blur's Day.
What's the date? I don't know. It's Blur's Day.
Blur's Day. What's a Nepo baby?
Ooh, that's somebody who got their job because of their cool dad who's worked there. Nepo baby.
Or mom.
Or a mom.
Or is it?
It is.
I think it's strictly celebrity.
Oh.
Some of it.
Nepotism is family.
Yes.
So it's like a famous. It's a famous
Nepo
baby.
baby is a famous. So a celebrity, celebrity with a parent who is also famous, especially one whose industry connections are perceived as essential to their success.
So they have like a career because the fame. There's already like a persona or a career there.
You could say Kate Hudson is a Nepo baby.
Yes.
Yes.
You could say Maya
I
Hawke,
see.
who we talked about yesterday, is a Nepo baby.
Right.
Denzel Washington's son.
Right.
They're
a
trying
Nepo
hard
baby.
to make that dude a
Ice
star.
Cube's son.
I think he's good though. I think he's
Not saying
really
he's not good. He's getting some big roles out of the gate. He never was like guy number 2. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying. But
a B movie. He got huge. He got like a Christopher Nolan movie as his first.
Yeah, he
film.
did. And
Oh, no, he was in Ballers.
I know.
it
but
does help that guy has Denzel's voice.
Yeah.
He has.
It also helps
the
a lot
voice.
that Denzel is his dad.
I'm just saying,
Doors
like,
were open.
The
Chet
one
Hanks.
thing. The one thing, if you had to get one thing from Dad, getting Denzel Washington's voice, because I didn't even know that was his son, and I was watching that movie going, "Damn, that guy sounds just like Denzel Washington."
Or like O'Shea Jackson Jr., who's Ice Cube's son. His first big role was playing Ice Cube.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, that was pretty cool though. He
Nailed it. And,
that.
you know, he did. And
Yeah.
Denzel's son is great.
Mm-hmm.
O'Shea Jackson Jr., Ice Cube's son, is getting all these big roles. He's really good. Kate Hudson,
Yes.
Goldie Hawn's daughter. Excellent. Jamie Lee Curtis, Nepo baby.
Yeah.
Really?
Tony Curtis is her dad. And who was her
Janet
mom?
Leigh.
Janet Leigh.
She's great. She earned it. She's great.
Yeah, Moon's technically a Nepo baby. His dad was in a quartet.
Jamie Lee Curtis kind of outshined her parents, though. I mean, Janet Leigh was famous for being the woman in Psycho who gets murdered in the shower.
Do you think Kate Hudson is more famous than Goldie Hawn?
I don't. I mean, and I love, don't
Ooh,
even get me
man.
started on my family. Goldie Hawn is a is an icon. And Kate Hudson
Okay, but why is she an icon?
I don't know, just because of her time throughout the 60s and even today, like every decade that woman has lived, she has been iconic in some way, whether it was Laugh Factory. She's beautiful, she's funny, laughing. Her face is iconic.
Well, kids know
she was what she got started in the bikini laughing.
Yeah. The industry in those decades presented more of an opportunity for an icon to be built in that way. So I think she has an advantage over Kate in that. But I agree with Lern here.
And she's nurtured her fame, and it does, she's partnered up with Kurt Russell this whole time, and that's interesting in itself.
Michael Douglas is a Nepo baby.
Oh, yeah.
Sheens.
True that.
Kurt Douglas?
He Nepo'd his way through some
Ben Stiller.
pretty hot women.
Ben Stiller's a Nepo baby. That's right.
He's a
Angelina
Nepo
Jolie.
baby.
Nepo baby.
Nepo baby. Miley Cyrus. That's a Nepo baby that's outdone her predecessor, I think. I love Billy Ray, but...
All right, so next one is, these are all words that add to dictionary.com.
Fighting words.
Shower orange. Shower orange.
Eating an orange in the shower?
Is it something with cleaning?
An orange that's peeled and eaten in a steamy shower.
Like shower beer.
People claim it's soothing.
What are we doing? Are you coming my way now?
Yeah, this is a you thing. I feel like you would be eating orange slices in shower.
That is something I would do, but I'm saying, like, would the dictionary need to be involved here? Like, this is nothing that any of us.
If Lern tells me, hey, I'm gonna go home and have a shower orange, I go, okay. And
but you don't need a dictionary to tell you what that would mean.
To tell you.
She just said
here.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing?
Oranges
I think they're so bored over in that office that they're like, well,
out of my dictionary.
What's something else we can put in here? Well, I don't know. I just heard somebody say shower orange. Yeah, okay, let's do that.
All right, what's decision fatigue?
That's when you can't decide like what to watch on Netflix, or you're presented with so many choices in a day that you just make none.
Yeah. It's mental and emotional exhaustion from constantly having to make decisions.
Oh, so yeah, that's different. So decision fatigue is what happens to like new parents after like year, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6. Because and correct me if I'm wrong, parents in here. You remember when your kids, the oldest kid was like 5 or 6, and you are just like, Dad, what are we having for dinner? Dad, can we do this? Can we do this? Can we do this? Can we do this? It's just like you're constantly just answering questions. At a certain age, all you're doing is making decisions.
Why?
Yeah, decision. Like, I think that's where this is really zoomed in.
Well, yeah, I think that's part of the Netflix effect, though. It's the same. It is the same thing. It's the reason. I read an article that a younger generation's coming back to terrestrial radio because of decision fatigue, because they've never had anything curated for them. The way we had MTV or the way we had radio to kind of tell us
whatever
what do we like,
on,
what is cool, whatever's on is on, and then you had to watch it and decide if you liked it. And now everything is an algorithm that is going off of your predispositions and likes, and some of these non-formed humans that are like 10 years old are like, I don't know what I like.
Yeah.
I'm still figuring that out.
Please. Tell me what I like.
So they are looking for like a curator.
No, it's also, okay, you get home. All right, you want to go out to dinner tonight? Okay. Where are we going to go? I don't know. I've been making decisions all day. You choose.
Yeah. And I think that happens to a lot of parents of young kids, and they end up going, I just need a vacation from making decisions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just want somebody to tell me what I'm eating.
I saw a TikTok of a couple, and I don't know how I feel about it, but they got in their car and they're like, we're going to flip a coin. We're going to drive and flip a coin to go left or right. And the 20th restaurant we drive by is the one we're eating at.
That's cool.
And they just took off, and she was like flipping a coin. She's like, take a left. And they were counting restaurants. And
wow, that's cool.
That's fun.
And I was like, that's one way to just not have the fight. Is be like, we're just going to
that's random.
Let fate decide.
All right, what's Jawn? Jawn. This you'll never know. Jawn. It's a filler word used by people in Philadelphia when they can't think of a name for something. Like, hey, can you hand me that Jawn right there?
Wait, how do you spell it?
Okay.
Jawn. Jawn.
You still backing this?
John.
You still backing this? As we're doing
That was like an argument.
Now we're just combining letters.
Moon, we wouldn't have dictionaries at our grandma's house had it not been for dictionary.com before it was .com.
Okay, next one.
Just dictionary. We have to have this.
It sounds like something a sassy hooker calls her. Had another John last night.
Yeah, dude.
Jugging.
Oh,
Oh, they stole our thing, man. Free jugging.
No,
When you don't wear a bra and your boobies are
No,
flapping around, you're free.
It's
I never heard of this.
flapjack boobies.
It's a fishing term.
Show me flapjack.
No.
No.
Jugging is when a criminal waits near a store or ATM to rob you.
Dang it.
That's jugging.
Well, not in Southern Illinois. Southern Illinois jugging's when you literally put out a trout line with jugs on it.
Yeah,
You wait for
I was saying.
catfish to get on there, and then
that's
you
a fishing
get
term.
drunk in a boat.
When the jugs move. You go,
Yeah.
Yeah,
got something.
now they sell like these like false jugs. They're basically just like a little float thing.
Fake jugs, huh?
Yeah, anytime
Yeah.
you see like a neon green or orange thing or something in the middle of the lake and you think it's trash and you go over, you're like, oh man, that's a jug line.
Got me again.
Well, jugging is when a criminal waits near a store or ATM to rob you. That's another definition, I guess. Bloatware.
Oh,
Bloatware.
yes. I'm very familiar.
Bloatware?
Yeah, that's anything with an elastic waist. Hello, everybody. Oh,
No.
what?
Shirts to cover up.
Unwanted software that comes pre-installed on a new device. That's bloatware.
U2's album.
Oh.
Sick burn.
That wasn't pre-installed. That just was pushed to your device.
It came with an iPhone, and you couldn't get it off your iPhone. It was just, it was in there. You had U2 whether you wanted it or not.
No, I know.
I thought the download didn't happen unless you selected it.
Oh, no.
It was
It was
like a
automatically
thing.
downloaded. So
Yeah.
you didn't buy the phone with it on there. If you had iTunes,
Oh,
Which
it came-
comes
it came with
pre-installed.
iTunes.
it just like you wake up. I remember I woke up one morning. There was a new U2 record on my phone.
And what was the cool single on that one?
Nobody remembers.
Oh, I didn't mean that.
What is an atmospheric river? A long,
Cute.
narrow corridor that transports massive amounts of water vapor from the tropics. Okay.
That's a cool
That's true, though. You ever seen that on Netflix? Like the way the rainforest is connected to the ocean, where it takes all these like dead cells and that's what's keeping the oceans alive, the atmospheric river, and they actually film it with a drone.
Yeah.
It's wild, dude.
Neat. I don't know.
I'll look it up and figure it out.
I
don't remember what's
sometimes get stuck in these vortexes online of looking up weather phenomena.
called. Me too.
Like I would look up like
it's called getting old.
I know it's an old person thing, but like okay, I'd look up like old hurricanes and see where they started.
All right. You just type in old hurricanes?
No, you could like what's a big hurricane? Hurricane Andrew.
Hey, anybody looking for a band name out there? Old Hurricanes.
Hurricane Andrew.
Hurricanes.
That's kind of cool.
Hurricane Andrew, was that one of the more devastating ones that came to the U.S.?
Katrina.
Andrew, yeah.
Yeah, Katrina was a good one.
Or Katrina?
Andrew was enormous in
Okay.
the 90s, right?
So Hurricane Andrew, it doesn't start as a hurricane. It starts as this one in particular started as a fart from a butterfly in the tropics.
Wow.
Ashton
a butterfly
Kutcher, tell you that?
farted and
Went crazy.
it just went nuts.
Yeah.
Do you watch the Weather Channel at home yet?
No.
You're not there? It's coming.
He does call it, though.
He's close.
What was that thing called?
He's close.
The Airstream?
Atmospheric river.
That's another cool
It
album.
sounds
name.
like a music genre on
Yeah.
Spotify. Like when I go to sleep, I listen to Atmospheric River.
Yeah,
It actually
puts me right out.
calms me down. It's like brown noise.
GPT. Okay, can you get behind putting GPT in dictionary.com?
Sure, yeah.
As in chat GPT?
It's pretty relevant to all of society.
What does it stand for?
Do you know?
GPT. Generated. Is that the first word?
No.
Dang it.
Close.
Why don't you tell me?
Generative pre-trained transformer.
Interesting.
Beep, beep.
Generative pre-trained transformer. That's GPT. Sports washing.
Washing or watching?
Washing.
Sports
Yes.
washing
Sports washing.
is when a society, government, whatever it may be, is basically getting into the sports world to kind of
Cover up their tracks.
well, it's more to like up their
Morale?
their public they're like public status, public persona in
That
a
is-
positive way when they're trying to kind of hide some other
Okay.
things.
Like Saudi Arabia and the Live Golf Tour.
Mm-hmm.
Mitigating negative press coverage through sports. Okay, SNITE. S-N-I-T-E. SNITE.
Snite.
It's a British term, actually.
That sounds like a
Can you say it with that accent?
it sounds like a particular type
Snite.
of target you use in archery or
snite.
something.
When we go into that show, oh, it's night.
There we go.
To wipe snot from your nose
course.
with your thumb or finger.
Cool.
No.
What?
To wipe snot from your nose with your thumb or finger.
He snited all over me.
Godwin's Law. Godwin''s law. Godwin's Law.
Is this something to do with?
This is fast. The next two are fascinating. Godwin's Law is the idea that if an internet debate goes on for long enough, somebody eventually will compare somebody else to Hitler.
Weird.
Whoa, that one's pretty cool.
Godwin's Law.
The idea that if an internet debate goes on long enough, eventually somebody will compare somebody else to Hitler. That's Godwin's Law.
Interesting.
And one final one here. This is the one that got me going, whoa. And then I had to look up the origin of this word because it's been around for a while. Mount Weasel. Mountweazel. Mount Weasel.
All one word.
Mount Weasel, yeah. Unless you...
Is it Mount Weasel or is it Mount Tweasel?
Sounds like a nickname for your
hog?
Yeah.
A Mount Weasel.
Yeah.
Taking the old
I
Mount
spotted
Weasel.
a Mount Weasel in the bedroom, honey.
Come on, ride a train.
Be careful.
Yeah, it's another word for an uncircumcised penis.
Oh, all right.
No. It's not.
Oh, man. Well, it should be.
It's not. Okay, Mount Weasel is a decoy entry in a website that's secretly planted to catch other sites stealing content.
Say again.
A decoy entry in a website that's secretly planted to catch other websites stealing content.
Wow. Okay, so
Like a lyrics website posting incorrect lyrics on purpose to catch other lyrics site that hit
wow,
copy and
I can
paste.
tell you that happens.
That's awesome.
Almost every one of my songs out there is miswritten as far as lyrics go on these sites. And once one did it, all of them did it.
Right, so they copied and pasted.
Hey, what was that? It was kind of
And
similar.
I got the origin of it. by
This
the
is
way.
kind of similar when who was it? Like somebody was in some feud. Two gals in Hollywood were in some feud. Remember, and one like leaked a pregnancy thing to her friend, like in a text or something.
I think it may have been one of the Kardashians or one of the Jenners.
Something, and it went everywhere, and that's how they. Oh no, you know who it was? It was Wayne Rooney's wife or something like that in England. It was.
They
it was
planted
somebody.
so they told a fake story to an insider.
Yeah, to see.
And if that, that's right, you're right. And if that story got out, they knew it was that person. 'cause it was
Yeah.
fake. They told that person a fake story.
They planted a Mount
It's
Weasel.
kind of like that. But this is strictly for copyright.
Oh, okay, I see.
So copyright, it's a copyright trap. Nothing more than false information, which is put in reference material to catch people who try to copy their material. The most famous example was the 1975 New Columbia Encyclopedia. They created an entry for one Lillian Virginia Mount Weasel. They created a full entry in the encyclopedia for her, which was totally fiction. According to the entry, Lillian Mount Weasel was a photographer who was famous for her photos of the South Sierra me work, whatever that is. I don't think that exists either. According to the entry, Mount Weasel died at the age of 31 in an explosion while on assignment for Combustibles magazine.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's an awesome one.
So if Lillian Mount Weasel showed up anywhere, you knew it was copied.
Interesting.
Golly, that's amazing.
That is Mount Weasel.
Mount Weasel. You know, if you keep talking about Mount Weasel, I swear to goodness, man, you're starting to sound like Hitler.
See?
Godwin's Law.
All right, one more thing before we move on. Again, I'm giving you all the leftovers from the week. These are all stories I never got to. This Sunday is National Grandparents' Day.
Okay.
All right.
So somebody looked into the most popular nicknames we used for our grandparents. Actually, we have one grandparent in the room.
Yes.
So what did you call your grandparents?
Grandma. Grandpa.
Me too.
Same.
Simple.
Grams. I also called my grandma Grams often.
Grandma, grandpa. That's it. Well, both my grandmothers had passed by the time I was born, but grandpa for both.
And they were specified by their last name. So, Grandma so-and-so.
Yep.
Oh, not
Grandpa
me.
so-and-so.
Grandma Imogene, Grandma Betty.
Their first names? Oh, yeah, no, this is surnames for us.
Yeah.
No, that was just grandpa.
First names. Grandma Effie.
The two grandpas were never really in the same room at the same time.
Right.
We were never raised to...
They were the same guy.
We were never raised to refer to adults by their first name. That was not That was not normal.
Now, they looked into, did you call your grandma, grandpa too,
Yeah,
Scott?
the same thing. Like if we were trying to say which one was which, it'd be their last name. But I don't think it was out of respect as much as.
That was just the standard.
Yeah,
for
I think
our
that was
family.
the standard.
Now, what do your kids refer to their grandparents as?
Papa and Grandma.
Papa and Grandma.
And then there's random ass names for the other ones.
Okay. Now, so again, somebody looked into the most popular nicknames that we use for our grandparents. They did not include Grandma and Grandpa because those are definitely the most popular overall. But what's second?
Well, and you know what's interesting? On their mom's side, they say, Grandma or Papa or whatever nickname thing, and then do a first name. And on my side, they do Papa or Grandma and then the surname.
So besides Grandma and Grandpa, Nana and Papa are the second most used nicknames for grandparents.
Nana and what?
Papa.
Papa.
P-A-P-A. Papa.
That's as far down the rabbit holes people should go, I feel.
The only other ones that
Well-
I ever heard when I was young is my friends came from a very German family, or is it Greek? Yeah, I think it's German, and they said Oma. She was known as Oma.
Oma.
Okay, okay, and we'll get into that.
Nona.
Because that is
Those are
that
the
is
cultural ones.
Yeah, that is a cultural one. Like so, my kids, my mom is grandma, and my wife's parents, they refer to them in Russian.
Oh, that's cool.
Dedushka for grandpa and babushka for.
I love that.
See, were you guys the kind of
Babushka.
kids though that were jealous whenever your friend had cool names for their grandparents? Like Gigi or this or that, and you're like, man, mine's grandma.
No, I thought it was weird.
Oh, I
It
always thought
gets
it was
real
so
weird
cool.
when
I
in
wanted a cool
adulthood.
one.
If you're an adult calling your grandma and grandpa Peepaw and Meemaw, like, it creeps me out.
That is creepy.
It's cute when you're a kid, but you got nowhere to go. It's a dead-end street.
Next, you're gonna say daddy's weird to say.
Is it weird to you? Did you have grandparents into your adulthood?
Yeah.
Okay, I did not.
Lucky.
So to me, it's weird only because I lost all my grandparents in the 80s and 90s. One of them in the 70s. So growing up, being a 30-something and hearing my 30-something buddy go, "Oh yeah, my pawpaw or my peepaw," and it's weird to me because I haven't. You know what I mean? It's out of
It's just
context
weird.
for me.
Yeah, my wife's grandmother just died like 2 years ago.
My grandpa, who was kind of
Congratulations.
estranged, like I don't see him very often. My mom's dad, he's not very interactive with our family. We go see him like every 6 years.
Yeah.
Saw him last year though, and it was fun to say like, "Oh,
He's
hey,
still
Grandpa."
kicking it, huh?
Yeah, he's like 92.
That's
That's
spectacular.
so
And I'm not
rad.
being sarcastic with the congratulations thing. This is how I got in trouble with that the first time. That's so cool that
She was Babushka Rosa.
that your wife got
Yeah.
like that experience. That's incredible.
She's the one that a famous story of sitting at a Hanukkah dinner back east, and my daughter soiled her diaper. Just the number one.
We've all been there.
Went to go change the diaper, and Babushka Rosa got up and said, "Don't throw that out," and rubbed it on her face. Rubbed the pee-pee diaper on her face.
Yeah.
So you could smell her coming, so she wouldn't
Because,
surprise you.
well, baby pee don't smell.
Rephrase.
Okay.
Right? Baby pee don't smell.
Okay.
Is an old world, eczema
Yeah. So I heard.
thing.
Yeah.
So I've heard.
I sat there in complete shock.
I'm sure you did.
She didn't smell like urine walking around like that.
I didn't get close enough to smell her face.
Huh. That's interesting. I am happy though. Anytime one of my friends talks about their grandparents, I'm like that too. What a cool thing. You have living grandparents as an adult.
And
That's
what you call them
dope.
has a lot to do with what state you're in. So granny and granddad top the list in a lot of states, especially in the South. So granny and granddad in the South. Gram and Gramps are big in Maine, New Hampshire, Alaska, Washington, Wyoming. Pop is the top nickname for grandfathers in 7 states. Abuela and Abuelo ranked first in states like California and Texas with big Spanish-speaking
why.
populations.
Makes sense.
Pawpaw, P-A-W, is number 1 for grandpas in a couple states. And Mama got some nods. Some outliers, Hawaii, Virginia, Vermont, are the only states that opt for the more formal grandmother. Rhode Island is the only state where grandfather is number 1. Grandpapa is popular in Hawaii. The Russian word for grandfather, dedushka, ranked first in Massachusetts. The German word Oma is number 1 for grandmas in New Mexico.
Look at that.
Nanny is number 1 in Oregon and Oklahoma.
My kids have a mama. I always like that Oma. I like that.
And a whole lot of grandmas in New Jersey go by the Yiddish word bubby.
Bubby. Oh, my
That's
bubby.
a cool one.
That is cute.
Nana and Pop-Pop in Missouri. And Granny and Papa in Illinois.
Nice.
Yo, when the time comes, give me a Papa. P-O-P-P-A.
Papa.
Yo, give me a Papa.
Big Papa. And the poll also asked people who their favorite grandparent is.
It's grandma. Hands down, it's grandma.
Who their favorite grandparent is.
Let's go. Grandma, rise up.
And by almost a 3-1 margin, it's grandmas.
Grandmas are the best.
Yo, I don't remember this, but I was told that my grandpa was my favorite because he used to play cars with me. I was really into like cars and police cars when I was a kid, and he used to play cars with me. So apparently he was my favorite. And the grandma on that side was also referred to as Sarge. So she was she was pretty intense. So I'm gonna go ahead and say my grandpa was my favorite.
So as far as the favorite grandparent, so it's 3-1 margin the grandma, but whose side? Mom's mom or dad's mom?
Dude, it was dad's mom in my family. I mean, I love my mom's mom very much, but I was closer to my grandma Imogene. And I mean, that lady just loved hard. So dad's mom.
For you?
Yeah.
Dad's dad, mom's mom. I didn't know my mom's dad. He passed before I was born.
So in this poll, mom's mom is the favorite. Then dad's mom, then mom's dad, and then dad's dad.
Huh.
Interesting.
And last stat here, who would you rather hang out with? Your parents or grandparents?
Like, I mean, all things considered, like taking everything you know about both of them, like right now, if I had to make the decision, definitely my parents.
Yeah.
2/3 said grandparents. Well, remember, when you're a kid, your grandparents always spoiled you.
Yeah, you're
It was
only
all
seeing the
love.
good.
Unconditional love, you know, because they could give you back. They didn't have
That's
to deal with
that's the old thing. Well, speaking of Pawpaw,
Yes.
so Lern, so Rafe walked in the room here and said, "Lern, why do you have a potato?"
Yeah.
Baked potato.
a big
It's-
russet.
It's cooked.
Look,
Like, it looks like a big cooked russet.
Or nice rock.
now look here. So we are all
Look at here.
living in the state of Missouri. This is the native fruit of Missouri, a pawpaw.
Can't be.
Heck
I've never
yeah.
heard of this.
It
I didn't know
is.
they're ready right now.
Have you had one, Scott?
I don't think I've ever had one, but we almost pulled one off the tree a few weeks ago, but I was like, I don't think it's ready.
I was in Ellsbury yesterday, and I was hanging out with Kim, who owns Forest Healing Nursery. And every time I go hang out with her, she always talks about pawpaws. And I said, I've still never tried one. And she goes, I'm going to go grab you a whole bag full of them.
How do you spell this?
P-A-W-P-A-W.
Get out of here.
Pawpaw.
I've heard
Isn't it our
of
state
them.
tree? Is that right?
It's a tree, yes.
I feel like
Is it
I'm
the
in a
state
dream.
tree, though?
It's a native tree. I don't know if it's the state tree of Missouri, but this is the state fruit of Missouri. And so we're
Oh, that's
going
what it
to
is,
cut
yeah.
this thing open, and we're all going to have a little, and I have spoons.
No.
Are you sure?
What?
I feel like I'm getting gaslit. Like this is a joke on
It
me.
is not
Oh,
a
no,
joke.
no, no. I'm looking it up.
No, they're legit.
Will you
It's
take a
legit.
video?
Trying to
of
convince
that?
me of a reality that's not a real reality.
I feel like a lot of our
I've been
listeners,
gaslit before. I am
Promise
susceptible.
me a baked potato and then try to feed me a mango.
Here we go. And
It
does
smells like a banana.
Okay, so you
That's
cut
what it tastes like,
an
isn't it?
avocado. So there is a big.
Whoa, it's orange.
There
It's a
is
sweet
big
potato.
core in there.
Look at that. It's a sweet potato color.
Oh my God! Look at how amazing this is.
It's actually called a Missouri banana.
Yep.
Whoa, look at that.
Dude,
Multiple
it's called
seeds.
a
Do
Missouri
that
banana.
again. I was way too zoomed in.
Oh,
I need a spoon.
My bad.
okay.
How
Scott,
does,
come in
looks
here.
how does one eat this?
We're gonna don't take a bite out of it yet. Just put it on your spoon.
This is a pawpaw. This
I'm
is
gonna get
interesting.
Rizz.
I've
I'll
never,
get you yours.
Gross.
never had.
It looks like it has kidney beans inside of it.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to eat the seeds,
Whoa,
right?
it smells like cantaloupe.
Okay.
Now.
Rizz, I'm gonna pass this spoon to you.
You don't eat the seeds, though, right?
Yeah, don't eat the seed. This thing.
Can I try it now?
No, we're gonna do it together. I want to have a full reaction.
Oh.
Here, you guys divide that one up.
Oh, it smells interesting.
Spoon, take that right there.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Rafe, you don't want any of this?
Yeah, give me
Interesting.
some of this
Interesting texture.
Pawpaw.
Okay.
Smell
grandpa
it.
potato.
Oh my gosh.
A g-
talk about planting this.
Did you say a grandpa
Really?
potato?
Yeah.
So it says it's a tropical fruit?
No.
No, this is
native here.
No, it's native here.
Pawpaw tree on sale online. Let's see.
You can use it for like
This is only native to eastern United States and Canada and some of the Midwest.
And these and they sell these down at your place?
Forest. So they don't sell them at Forest Keeling. They have pawpaw trees
Okay,
that
so
you can buy.
it's supposed to.
Tropical
Scott
tree.
ate his.
Oh, sorry. It says
wait.
It's supposed to be sweet, custard-like texture with a flavor somewhat similar to the banana, mango, and pineapple.
All right,
tropical treat in temperate
here we
zones.
go.
All right.
Yeah, baby.
That is great.
Gosh, dang it. What's
It's got
that?
interesting
It's
aftertaste.
like
Amazing.
It's like odd mango.
Whoa, it has like a
Kinda
candy
interesting.
aftertaste.
Yeah.
Interesting aftertaste.
I'm into it.
What the heck, dude? That's an interesting smell.
I want more of
Uh,
this.
Yeah, go
on the
for it.
on the post taste.
Yeah, I
just
almost
gonna
got
eat
like a
this
little
whole
bit of
thing.
pine sol at the end.
Yeah, but like a candy, like an artificial candy flavor.
Yeah.
Right? That's a candy. Yo,
Yeah.
that's Missouri candy.
Yeah, I
on,
went
look.
through a couple different flavors there.
Yeah. It tasted like a what do you call this? Fruit snacks. Like you know what I mean? Like it almost had this fruit snacky sort of.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Check eating a pawpaw off my bucket list of things to do.
I'm gonna
Oh,
say-
it was never on there.
I'm gonna save these seeds and plant these in a starter pack.
I feel like I just woke up in a different world. You know what I mean? Like not knowing this existed. Like my life is now different.
It's just fruit, man.
No, it's not.
I love
it.
It's a good fruit that's
Calm down, dude.
grown in a local area.
It's just fruit. This guy's going pawpaw. Yeah, that's Scott over there in the other room.
Hey,
This
sorry,
guy is having a vision quest.
You know, I apologize. I'm trying to enjoy life here. I'm just trying to suck the life out of this existence.
I've
here.
always wanted to try a pawpaw, and I finally have. I feel like I did complete something.
Yeah,
It's
it was
almost like
good.
the fruits and veggies at the grocery store, aren't they?
I got to get used to the texture. It's a little
you go.
Mushy?
mushy.
I don't want to take it from you.
It's a little
Yeah.
mushier than a cantaloupe.
Are you sure?
A little
You're-
creamy
I got
for a
one.
fruit.
Oh, also referred to as nature's laxative. Thanks.
Oh, for
Really?
real?
Great.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome.
We're all gonna go.
We're all gonna go at the same time.
You can find wild pawpaw trees at Castlewood.
I
the
call.
River Trail.
I call hole number 1.
Now, I tell you what, Lern, thank you very much.
Thank you
I
for letting
appreciate
me.
it.
That's really good, man.
I appreciate you bringing in the pawpaw.
Thanks, Kim at Forest Keeling.
Hey, the flavor changes as you go
Thank
deeper.
Kim.
Does it really?
Yes, it gets way richer.
This is awesome.
All right, let's do this Craig's Freak of the Week thing. And I tell you what, damn close. Damn, it was a hell of a competition. Thank you guys for voting on Twitter. So here's how it all shook out. Lern read 4 ads for us yesterday, 4 past champion. This is the Craigslist Freak of the Year playoffs. It's round number 1. So we had the number 6 seed up against the number 11 seed, the number 22 seed, and the number 27 seed. 2 of the ads moving on based on your votes. And we do have to say goodbye to a couple ads here. We got to say goodbye to the 22nd seed. Goodbye, Papa and the John. That's, remember, the missed pizza place connection. The guy was taking a dump and a woman walked in.
Yeah, and you guys clearly made a connection, and he wants to meet up again.
Yep. That's gone. Number 22
Sad.
seed, gone forever.
I'll miss him.
Okay, in third place, also never to be seen again. This was my pick yesterday. We say goodbye to the number 27 seed, Peaky Grinders.
Peaky Grinders. Which one was Peaky Grinders?
This was the guy who was going to be naked at home and you come find him.
Oh, yeah. By the way, he wants you to go real rough because he's used to that, but not too rough because the last time that somebody brought a friend, he ended up in the hospital
Right.
for a
He said,
week.
this is only a game for 2, me and you, no more. You can't bring a friend. Last time I played with 2 bears, I wound up in the hospital for a week. All right, that's Peaky Grinders. All right, here you go. So here are the 2 ads moving on to the next round of the Freak of the Year playoffs. So you need to know, Peaky Grinders, 25.2% of your votes. In third place with 30.7% of your vote, congratulations to the number 6 seed, Kinkerbell.
Stinkerbell, woman for man, 32 years old, London. Disney adult looking for another Disney adult. A lot of people think that adults with no kids who love to visit Disney theme parks are weirdos. Well, they are right. I am your freaky Disney princess, and I want to get nasty in every theme park in the world. If you're a horny Disney aficionado too, then it's a small world after all. I'm looking for a partner who is into world travel and hardcore banging at the greatest place on earth. What greater thrill than dressing up like every Disney character and risking it all, banging each other's brains out in public while vacationing families and park staff surround us? And I do mean all characters. Minnie and Mickey, Donald and Daisy, Goofy and Pluto, Chip and Dale, Lilo and Stitch, you get it. Put your Peter in my Tinkerbell and hope the Lost Boys don't catch us. It's all about the thrill of exploring the dark side of this beloved characters and getting caught. I'm super turned on by typing this. Woo! Exhilarating.
Woo! Oh, man. I just made the connection. David Lee Roth may have written this.
Don't worry about money. My papa passed and left me an enormous inheritance. And I want to make him roll over in his grave by blowing all of his money on you.
Right, Eddie.
I will make Olaf's carrot turn purple, make more than Pinocchio's nose grow, where dreams come true, wink, wink.
There you go. Tinkerbell moving on to the next round of the Freak of the Year playoffs, as is our number 11 seed, our top vote getter of the week with 31.2% of your vote, John Bon Jovi.
Horny bone man for woman, outside Halifax, no age. I just want a bone, baby. Like actually bone. I'm really into bones and things and have had some wild girlfriends in the past, and we've always had fun with different toys in the bedroom. Even had one lovely lady down with helping me fashion some real bones and other fun items into perfectly shaped sex toys. I've got tons and even made more recently. I know this isn't too crazy because she did it, and she was one of the most normal people I've ever been with. I'm disease-free and all about fun. Let's bone together. Maybe a relationship blossoms, but I don't have any expectations. Let's just start with casual fun, and don't ask too much of me yet. Email back bones in the title, and we can get started at your place.
There you go. Yeah.
Love hitting that bones.
You got it. You got it. So congratulations, John Bon Jovi. Moving on to the next round of the Freak of the Year playoffs. So we have one more. So next week will be the final round one matchup. And then we move on to round two, baby. We are whittling them down. Whittling them down till we get to the final Craigslist Freak of the Year. Thanks again for your votes. All right, your Teamers Member of the Day is brought to you by Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill, proud sponsor Team Rizz. Visit hotshotsnet.com/Team Rizz. From East Alton, Illinois, Joshua Root is our Team Rizz Member of the Day. Joshua has been a Rizz Show fan since the very beginning and considers himself a very serious Rizz evangelist. He gives blood regularly because of the show. Joshua has also made so many other people in the area fans of the Rizz Show by preaching the Rizz gospel. He loves all the games we play, the banter on the show, and also appreciates all the community outreach that we provide. Joshua Root from East Alton is our Team Rizz Member of the Day. Get super sweet Team Rizz Member of the Day soccer jersey. Get yourself signed up 1057thepoint.com/Team Rizz. All right, we'll take our first break of the morning. We'll come back with crap on celebrities. It is 7-11. Friday, traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic brought to you by Worldwide Technology Raceway. There's still a lot of racing left in 2023 at WWT Raceway. NHRA Midwest Nationals are September 29th to October 1st, so get your tickets now. Everything's looking pretty clear. Wonderful. Your point forecast today, same day as yesterday pretty much. High of 80, low of 60. Right now it's 60 at the Point Studio. Your point forecast is brought to you by CarX Tire and Auto.
All right, Lern, what do you got for us?
We say goodbye to Danny Masterson, The Toxic Tonight Show. Eric Draven is back. Questlove on speed dial for music. And we trash another list. This time, the sexiest top 10 Marvel characters of all time.
The sexiest Marvel characters?
Oh, yeah. And they're all female, so buckle up.
Oh, you know, man, my mind went right to Thor being number one. Honestly, did you? Yeah.
Well, you're going to be
not
upset.
Alone.
You're going to be very upset.
We got that. We got your crappy birthdays. We got the porno birthday. All that and more next in your Crap on Celebrity. Stay there. All right, welcome back to the program. Phone number 314-624-3833 or 618-398-3833. The Mick Ultra Studio Cams. 1057thepoint.com/Rizz. The socials at RIZZ Show. Your emails. RizzShow at 1057thepoint.com. Send us your instant feedback through the 1057 The Point mobile app. Lots to get to today. Friday Fail Stories coming up. Rafe's In Memoriam. The debut of King Scott's new song live in studio.
Woo!
Margaritaville. That's right, Margaritaville.
Is it going to be a hit?
Also, bummer, Pete Holmes not coming in today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is he at? What club this weekend?
He's at Helium.
Helium.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I don't know what happened with times there, but not able to make it.
Not able to make it, which is, yeah, it's a real disappointment. Honestly, I'm a huge fan. I watched his show Crashing on HBO. I wanted to bring up this because there was something that happened. He was on Family Feud with his family. It was like a celebrity family feud. It was Pete Holmes' family and another, I think, reality stars family. And well, listen to this. I'm just gonna play what happened.
Tell me a scent you'd be shocked to see in air freshener.
Microwaved fish.
Okay, so she said microwave fish. Did you hear what the category was?
Yeah, a scent that you would be shocked to see as an air freshener.
Right, so she said microwave fish. And what came up on the board as the #1 answer was food/broccoli. And Pete Holmes went nuts.
Tell me a scent you'd be shocked to see in air freshener.
Microwaved fish.
So any food gets the answer. I say butter, I say cream, food.
Broccoli with your fish. It's
Steve, I feel you with me on this. Why not just any sound gets the #1 answer? Just go, #1 answer.
Name a scent you'd be shocked to see in an air freshener.
And even Steve Harvey went, That's a funny dude. And, yeah, not coming in today.
Bummer.
All right, today is September the 8th. Back in the day, 57 years ago, 1966, Star Trek premieres on TV. So Star Trek, the TV show, iconic TV show, must have ran, what, 10 seasons?
Oh, I know this is like a random trivia. It's like much shorter than
Yeah, it was canceled in 69.
Was it 4 seasons?
So it went from 66 to 69. So 3 seasons, basically.
Wow, I mean, that's wild. But then it did spawn, what, like 3 others?
3 or 4 movies.
No. I'm not even talking about the movies. I'm talking about the shows. We had Next Generation.
Oh, yeah.
Was there one before Next Generation, or was that the first
I don't know
reiteration of it?
I don't know all the Star Treks. I'm not a Star Trek.
Next Generation was second.
And that was Patrick Stewart.
I feel like...
but then there was one after that.
Voyager, Deep Space Nine, Enterprise.
Until J.J. Abrams bridged the gap between Star Trek and Star Wars fans, when I was a kid, you could only be one or the other.
I agree. Yeah, it was Stones or Beatles, Star Trek or Star Wars. And then that J.J. Abrams thing made me go, okay, maybe this is really
J.J.
awesome.
Abrams, who directed one of the Star Wars movies and the Star Trek movies, kind of bridged that gap where it was okay to be a fan of both.
Yeah, he showed that not just smart people can enjoy Star Trek.
37 years ago, 1986, the Oprah Winfrey Show was broadcast nationally for the first time. 33 years ago, 1990, America's Funniest Videos debuted on ABC. 29 years ago, 1994, 4 months after eloping, Michael Jackson and Lisa Marie Presley made a gross and sloppy kiss at the MTV VMAs.
So awkward.
It was
So
very
awkward.
So hot.
All right, 25 years ago, 1998, Busch Stadium. This happened. That happened 25 years ago today.
Man, you know, a ball is hit hard when it goes, hit down the left field line, it's gone.
Well, it just barely went over the wall.
I know, it was a line drive. It was bam, bye.
It was a cool place to be in history. I went to both of those games. Standing room only, bought a standing room ticket for like $100.
Do you have the ticket still?
Somewhere, in a shoebox somewhere in the basement, probably, yes. Because I just went to the game and bought standing room at the ticket booth.
In a shoebox.
And they had all these, like, because they had like a yellow line painted, like where you had to stand behind the yellow line so people had room to walk, and it was just lined with people.
Yeah.
Man.
I can imagine. The old Busch Stadium 2, which I was only at, I think, twice.
Oh, the old one?
Yeah. That right, the one where he hit that was Busch Stadium 2,
Yeah.
right?
The 66 one or
Because
whatever?
2006 is when they closed it down.
It was so dope.
Or they started.
Everything was concrete.
It was so cookie cutter and so dope. I loved, as a kid, going up the outer rings, you know, like when you're just like staring at the city and you get to, it's like going up an elevator in slow motion where it's open air and you're looking at the city. And as a kid, it was just like, I don't know. I mean, you know,
I don't know. That new stadium's pretty badass. You can see the arch.
It's wonderful. I'm not saying that it's not better. But as a kid, you know, when you're,
Well,
when
it's
you're
what
growing
you
up,
knew.
you're growing up in St. Louis, all you see is the county and that kind of vibe, and you go downtown and you're like, wow, this is really cool. And then you start doing the ramps and you get to see your city in slow motion kind of just grow.
Are you blinded by nostalgia?
No, I'm just blinded by the experience I had as a kid and seeing this city from that perspective, and that's all you see. You know, when you go in, like now, Bush, when you go in, you're kind of a few feet away from the field. You can go through one of the corridors and see the field. That I felt like it was much. I don't know. It was much more like inner outer ring type thing, and you go up. And then you burst through and you go, wow, man, my whole city is behind me over here, and then on this side is this really cool Coliseum-y sort of baseball field. I don't know, it's really special.
Do you remember who McGuire hit that home run off of? Good trivia question.
Couldn't tell you.
Steve Traxel. Steve Traxel. 8 years ago today in 2015, Stephen Colbert takes over as host of The Late Show on CBS. 6 years ago, 2017, Troy Gentry from Montgomery Gentry died in a helicopter crash.
Oh, yeah.
The NTSB ruled that it was a result of pilot error after the pilot cut the engine too soon while trying to make an emergency landing.
Whoa.
And 1 year ago today, Prince Charles finally said, finally.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Queen Elizabeth died a year ago today. Finally.
Oh, my gosh.
The old bag kicked it.
Yikes.
And that's what happened back in the day. That's what I imagine, he said.
Yeah.
All right, time to find out what's going on in the world of music and entertainment with your Grab On Celebrities.
And it's brought to you by Bright House Plumbing. Call the best, flush the rest. BrightHouseCo.com, 636-600-0188. Just a kind of a warning, because sexual assault is going to be discussed here with this first story. That 70s show actor Danny Masterson was sentenced to 30 years to life for rape on Thursday, according to ABC News. The 47-year-old actor was found guilty on 2 counts of forcible rape in May during a retrial of the case. Masterson will now serve 2 15-year sentences consecutively, one for each charge. The third count was declared a mistrial and has since been dismissed. And the accusers who gave victim impact statements at the sentencing are still unidentified. Masterson, who must also register as a sex offender, did not speak at the sentencing.
30 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Would you say they're consecutive? Oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
So this was a retrial.
Yes.
Yeah, the first one ended in jury deadlocked, or it was a hung jury.
I don't
One of them
remember.
where they got to retry it. This time they got it.
So it's a retrial, so it's still technically the first trial, so he can and will appeal, or is this one of those
they're
that's
saying
done?
they will appeal. His lawyers, I was reading, his lawyer said that there were some procedural errors and.
He didn't speak at all during this trial. That's what I read.
Well, and
Interesting.
there's also accusations of, because he's a Scientologist, that the Church of Scientology helped cover a lot of this stuff up.
Oh, really?
They paid for a lot of his defense.
Wow.
But because they paid for his defense, the lawyers kind of took their. I read an article about it. How a lot of the stuff was about like don't blame this on Scientology. Like they made that a talking point in the trial, which was interesting.
His lawyers.
His lawyers.
Well, of course.
Made it a point of like this isn't a Scientology problem. This is he's falsely accused, just because the church it came up in the trial.
Because they're on the payroll, so they're trying to protect the church, or is it because that's a part of the defense?
They're having bad PR, dude. Since Leah Remini left and has been raking them over the coals.
She was on the front row.
She was in the front row basically the entire time going,
Oh, you being serious?
see, they cover this up.
Wow.
Wow.
And I forgot he was married to Bijou Phillips.
Yeah.
Wait, does he have a gal with him that's like standing by his side, or am I mixing up stories?
Danny Masterson, Bijou Phillips is his wife.
I mean, she's been there with him the whole time.
Still.
Oh yeah, she was at the sentencing.
Like all the pictures from yesterday had both of them together.
Bijou Phillips. What is that?
She was in Almost Famous. She's John Phillips' daughter, Mackenzie
who's
Phillips'
John Phillips?
sister from Mamas and the Papas.
Oh yeah. Okay. Interesting, man. Oh, and it says Danny Masterson blew kiss to wife Bijou Phillips in courtroom after being sentenced.
Yeah.
Crazy, man. You start watching like reruns of that 70s show. It's just,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, he was on that show with Ashton Kutcher, The Ranch, and then abruptly was kicked off that when all these allegations came up. Now you going to jail now.
You're going to jail. See you in 30 years. Jimmy Fallon has been accused of creating a toxic workplace and exhibiting erratic behavior. There was a new Rolling Stone expose that came out yesterday where 14 former and 2 current staff members leveling accusations against Jimmy Fallon. One employee said Jimmy would snap at crew members, express irritation over the smallest things, and berate and belittle staffers out of frustration. However, another current staff member told People magazine in the follow-up to this article that Fallon was super communicative, really, really positive guy. He makes a point of commending you when you've done a great job, when he's happy. And any feedback I've received was always like, hey, we don't need to do it like that again.
Here's the vibe I got from reading the article. Did you read the whole thing?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
The vibe I got was, I got yelled at. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the vibe I got.
I did too. And I thought, there's just...
So it's such a high pressure job.
Yeah, there's a weird fine line here because we were talking about this earlier. Hollywood is this is an intense place. This is a high pressure job. I know it's LA and everybody's chill and we're late to meetings and everything, but this is intense stuff. So you kind of have to expect this is the pressure cooker that you
late night
for.
Specifically because it is all topical.
Yeah, and I'm not saying
you're churning it out day of.
I'm not saying it's okay to have a toxic work environment or any of that kind of stuff, but dude, this is the pressure cooker that you're signing up for when you say, I want to be in Hollywood. I want to be in late night television. I want to be in television in general. It does gnarly stuff. Live TV.
They really didn't get into specifics, if I remember the article. So he belittled an employee.
That happens. That happens literally everywhere.
But by doing what? What did he? They never really got into what he
specifics.
Right? Am I remembering that correctly?
Right. No, you are.
Interesting.
I thought it was really cowardly because nobody wanted to be mentioned by name. Which you want to really let loose and say whatever you want to say.
Well, then there are repercussions.
But then there weren't any specifics, like you said, except for one instance, right, where Jerry Seinfeld was involved, where somebody was belittled in front of Jerry Seinfeld, and apparently Jerry Seinfeld told Jimmy to apologize to the staffer for belittling in front of. Now Jerry Seinfeld is saying that never happened.
Yeah, he's coming to Jimmy's defense. Oh, by the way, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld came out and said, come on.
Yeah, and said that's not how it happened.
I belittle people all the time.
No, he just said that's not how it happened.
Is that what happened?
The chat corrected me. That show's in New York, not LA, which is even more of a pressure cooker when that you're signing up for.
Well, and Jimmy Fallon is the nicest person, sure, but he has an ego still. He didn't get into this business as high profile as he's become.
These are
because he's the
personalities.
nicest guy ever. He is going to have.
Maybe he's a dick every once in a while.
Also,
these are typically gnarly personalities.
Yeah, and he's from the Lorne Michaels tree, and that is everyone I know. I have several friends who've written for SNL, been on SNL. They say it is a miserable pressure cooker. It is a tyrannical top-down. Even my friend left SNL, who was a writer, because he was like, dude, I'm having a mental breakdown. And he was great. He just dude, I have to leave after a few seasons. And he said that even when Bill Hader, who's the nicest guy in the world, came back to host, Bill Hader snapped on him, and he goes, at the end of the week, Bill Hader pulled me aside and said, hey, man, I'm really sorry that I treated you that way. Lorne came up to me. I feel he goes, I'm a star now. I'm coming back to host. And he came up to me, he's like, hey, Jason Sudeikis hosted last week and crushed. Good luck following that. And he's like, Lorne gets in your head, dude. He's like, you fall back into these. And I wonder if all these people that fall from that Lorne Michaels tree emulate that behavior.
Well, and you would think going into this business is one of, you're coming up the ranks. You have to be ready for that. That's part of the gauntlet that is climbing the ladder to where you want to become a writer.
You may get yelled at.
Yeah.
You may get yelled at.
I'm not comparing myself in this scenario at all, but I'm a pretty chill dude and easy to work with in a lot of band situations and all that. But when things are on the line, I'm intense and not everybody hangs.
Yeah.
And some people are like, wow, that dude's an a-hole. And it's the people that know me and have worked with me for years go, no. He's just really serious about putting on the best possible product possible.
And maybe it's a performance-based type of industry like that, like what you're saying with the pressure cook. It's performance.
Yeah, it's I'm people are depending on getting. They're trading money and time for a very good product, and I take that seriously. And if that makes me intense, fine.
The only real context clue from that article.
Our boss never does this.
Let's not discount. Morning radio is pretty intense.
Listen, The only thing from that article, and you can read it in a Rolling Stone, that was spotlight for me is they've had 9 showrunners in 9 years. And you would think that number would be a little bit smaller.
The showrunner is the person in charge of the show.
Right. So that's the person that is the most close to the host, I would bet. And the fact that they've had turnover 9 years consecutively does say that, okay, maybe it's something is off. But Jimmy Fallon, obviously completely embarrassed by all of this, went to Zoom with his entire staff last night, says, it's embarrassing and I feel so bad. I'm sorry if I embarrassed you and your family and your friends. I feel so bad. I can't even tell you. I want the show to be fun. It should be inclusive to everybody. It should be the best show. So he's apologizing.
So I would have gone with the suck it up, Buttercup. But that's
just you.
That's
You'd
the way
never
I
survived Carson. Carson hit you with a golf club if he didn't like your jokes.
You guys,
you said mean words to me.
Well, there is a little bit of that too, man. And I have friends who are showrunners and run writers' rooms, and I had a conversation with a guy in LA who runs a sitcom writers' room for like Chuck. He's worked for Chuck Lorre and all, and he's like, man, this new, and I hate to. Not trying to be like millennials suck, but he's like, this new generation of writers and creators like cannot take criticism. Like if you say the product is bad, the joke doesn't work, it's not their fault. You're being mean to them. You're biased.
I'm sorry. I won't stand for these microaggressions.
Yeah,
get the hell out of here. Go ask the guy when it was 4,000 degrees out that had to stand on top of the roof, shingling a roof. If microaggressions.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you're
if
right.
that means anything.
The guy I've learned the most from in the music industry is a guy who is not for everybody. He's extremely intense. And what I love about him is one of my first experiences with him, and pretty much every experience since then. Anytime I bring something up, he would go, that's not good enough. That sucks. You need a better chorus. This sucks. And it was just like, thank you. Just be honest and straight with me because you're going to make me better. That makes me better.
Yeah.
And if it makes you worse because you're crumbling under it, this isn't the business for you.
People have different management styles. And I get, abusive behavior. There's a line.
Yeah,
there's a line,
sure,
abusive
absolutely.
behavior. But every once in a while you get criticized for doing something wrong.
Right. That's on you. You need to be able to.
Maybe you can't hack it.
It sucks. I'm not saying it's fun. Just pick up your ego and put it back together and be better.
Utilize it. Literally absorb and utilize everything that's coming at
I'm
you.
afraid of
Weaponize
heights,
the
I'm not
pain.
going to be a window washer.
Weaponize the
yes, you are.
Well, I think that you could treat people well. I don't have a problem with.
For sure.
You can lead with kindness. You don't have to be a jerk.
But perceiving it as mistreatment when somebody's just being honest and saying, "Hey, that chorus sucks." That's not treating me bad. You're just not. You know what? I feel like you're actually treating me with respect. By telling me, instead of dancing around and being emotionally soft and coddling to me, I feel like you're actually treating me like a human being that's here to do good work.
I'm glad you can handle it, but some people obviously can't. Some people can't hack it. Or maybe this: Jimmy Fallon is an a-hole.
It's possible.
And that's okay
possible.
too.
No, that is possible. I mean, I don't know. I don't work there. I don't know anybody that works there. This could be all true, and he's a giant douchebbe. I don't know.
I met him once, okay? I have been in his presence once. The guy was, and again, he probably having a good day, and he's meeting a fan, so he was on. Was the nicest person ever. The sweetest. Looked me in the eye, shook my hand, hugged me. The whole thing, wanted to be around me.
Well, good luck to everybody. I'm sure he's happy that the writer's strike is still going on, and he doesn't have to be on the air.
Yeah,
this could just go away.
Definitely.
Yeah, this is good timing.
Well, and other terrible news. Actually, I'm kind of torn on this. So one of my favorite movies is The Crow. I love Brandon Lee as Eric Draven. He did a phenomenal job. I know he died in that movie. That adds to how special that movie is because we lost somebody amazing. I have never seen any of the sequels to The Crow, even the one that has the Deftones in it. I don't want anything to do with
the
the
Deftones on the soundtrack.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think they're in a scene. I think they're in the background of the third Crow.
I didn't even know there was a second Crow movie.
Oh, yeah. Edward Furlong is in one of the sequels.
I feel like The Crow, I saw part of it.
Really?
Is it overrated? Is it because of the lore and all this stuff? Should I watch it now?
I think that plays into it. I think also, all the girls
I've never
thought
seen
it was Brandon Lee was very sexy with the white makeup and stuff
Eric
like that.
Draven
It was
coming
peak
back
goth.
from the dead, avenging his wife.
It was
The
emo
whole thing
before
is
emo.
hot.
It was peak goth emo at the beginning, at the dawn of peak goth emo.
What year did that come out in?
92,
Holy
possibly.
smokes, really? I still have yet to see it. Is it
94?
worth seeing?
Nah,
now?
Yes. It holds up. I used to watch it every day with my cousin Josh after school. He would act like he's Eric Draven.
1994.
So I have a lot of memories with it, But I watch it even now, like once a year around Halloween, I'll bust it out.
Really?
Yeah. And it's a great movie. The soundtrack's incredible. We've talked about that before.
Kid friendly? I don't mean like 9-year-olds, it's like 15-year-olds.
No, they talk about rape. They talk about it's murder. There's,
Whoa.
you know,
What does
there's
your
some
husband think of it?
Tim doesn't really love it.
Okay.
He doesn't love that movie, which
opinion
bums
I
me out. But whatever. I have a really hard time with. I don't want to see the sequels. And I've been on podcasts before where we've talked like at length about this, like The Crow. Bill Skarsgård is going to be in the remake of the original
Oh, that's the
Crow.
one who plays Pennywise.
Yes.
Very cool.
And I am so curious, but I'm also terrified because I only see him and I see Pennywise the Dancing Clown. So he could totally screw this up. But yeah, they're going to be remaking The Crow. There's no premiere date, but it's been in the works, I guess, for a while. F.K. Twigs is going to be in it, as well as Succession actor Danny Hudson. It's going to be directed by Rupert Holmes, who directed Ghost in the Shell and Snow White and the Huntsman. So he kind of has like a deep, dark type of vibe to his movies already. And so I'm just putting that out there. The Crow is going to be remade. I don't know how I feel about it.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks. Questlove of The Roots has an impressive list of celebrities that he's constantly sending playlists to, including the Obamas, but also Beyonce, Jay-Z, Bill Hader, Spike Lee, Kenan Thompson, and Martha Stewart. Quest was on the Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend podcast, and he says, quote, "I'm willing to do the musical, metaphorical equivalent of the Shawshank poop crawl. I go through about 500 songs a week, of which maybe 7 are cool, and then he sends out these playlists that he curates."
So he's good at making mixtapes.
He is. I thought that was neat. Jelly Roll picked up 5 CMA award noms, including Single of the Year for Need a Favor and Male Vocalist of the Year. Jelly Roll and Hardy are performing at Stagecoach, the country music festival at the Coachella site in Indio this weekend. Or I'm sorry, the weekend of April 26th. A newly remastered version of Van Halen's It's About Time from the Collection 2 is due out on October 6th. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers' 2010 album Mojo is going to be reissued on red vinyl on October 20th to mark what would have been Tom Petty's 73rd birthday. And finally, it is time to trash another list.
Yes.
Okay, here we
Can't
go.
wait.
Yesterday, we went down the DC rabbit hole, and everybody got mad. Today, the 10 sexiest Marvel female comic book characters of all time. Females.
Marvel female characters.
Yes.
Okay.
Who is
Black Widow is number 1.
Black Widow is number 6.
You know who's going to be?
I know number 1.
Storm.
I was just going to say, let's go X-Men.
There's a ton of X-Men on
We
this
want
list.
Jean Grey in there.
All I'm thinking of is,
No.
you know, who played them in the movies, right?
Right.
So we're
That's
talking about
that's
actresses?
why I'm
Famke
thinking of it.
Jansen's hot, though. She was
Oh, yeah.
the original.
But
Jean
hotter than
Grey.
Halle Berry as
Jean Grey.
Storm.
Jean Grey's not on this list.
Wow.
Psylocke.
Oh.
Psylocke is number 5.
Yo,
Olivia Munn's
Mystique.
character.
Mystique, dude.
Mystique is on this list.
Mystique is blue and naked.
She's number 7. Rebecca Romaine.
Number 7.
So these are from movies.
They
She's
are
a top
well. These
5.
are actually I picked out the movie characters. These are actually the comic book characters.
Okay, the comic book
Yeah.
character.
90s Psylocke was, they were hypersexualized in the 90s.
Gamora.
Holy moly.
Gamora from
Gamora,
Guardians of the
yeah.
Galaxy, number 9.
Wasp.
Wasp is not on the list.
White
Oh,
Queen.
okay, yeah. Evangeline Lilly not on the list.
Let's see. White Queen not on the list.
I don't know who that is.
Emma Frost was not on the list.
Oh, I'm sorry. Emma Frost is number 1. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
She's the White Queen.
Who is that?
Thank you.
like-
The White
January
Queen.
Jones played her in X-Men.
She's
Yeah.
hot in the comics, too.
She's really hot in the comics.
The White Queen?
The White
Yeah.
Queen.
Yeah, you remember her in it was first
So what are we missing? Number
what is
2?
it, First Class or something?
10, 8, 4, and 2.
I'm going to go She-Hulk.
Carol Danvers,
Oh, yeah,
Honorable
Captain Marvel.
mention was She-Hulk, but she didn't make the list.
Captain Marvel.
Oh, yeah, man.
Honorable mention for Captain Marvel didn't make the list.
White Queen.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Check that out.
I mean, in the comics, she was
Okay.
She was drawn to be number
let's
1.
keep going. I think I can get these. Let's see.
Stay in the X-Men realm.
X-Men realm.
Rogue.
Rogue came in at
Rogue.
number 4.
Rogue was
Anna Paquin.
Anna Paquin, yes.
What about the Red Phoenix or something?
That's Jean Grey.
Oh yeah, okay, that was just
Jean Grey is
when
the
she was young.
Phoenix.
I know.
No more X-Men. Sorry.
Out of X-Men.
We're at X-Men, okay.
Now we are
Spider-Woman.
Think Spider-Man, but not Spider-Woman.
Mary Jane.
Mary Jane Watson.
Mary Jane Watson is literally a model.
Number 2, she was
Mary
played.
Jane Watson.
She was played
Lois
by
Lane.
Kirsten Dunst. No, Lois Lane.
Oh, boy, you're going to get torn
come
up on emails now.
Why?
It's DC, brother.
Oh, DC. Okay.
Oh,
I
my God.
I got confused.
How dare you, man? That's embarrassing.
My bad.
You can't do us.
My bad. I thought we were doing DC. I forgot. I get
Oh, Lord.
confused
There is still a
sometimes.
Spider-Man character.
Black Cat.
Black Cat. Felicity Jones played this character in the movies. And then number 10 from Daredevil,
The one Jennifer Garner played.
Elektra.
Oh,
Electra was a
Elektra.
hottie boom body.
So just to recap, number 10,
Bombati.
Elektra. Gamora, number 9. Black Cat, number 8. Number 7, Mystique. Number 6, Black Widow. Number 5, Psylocke. Number 4, Rogue. Number 3, Storm. Number 2, Mary Jane Watson. And your number 1 sexiest Marvel character female of all time was Emma Frost.
And the X-Men universe crushing it on that list.
Yeah,
Jubilee.
Four out of the top
X-Men's
5.
everywhere.
Who's Jubilee? A lot of people are texted in Jubilee.
She was kind of a teenage character, so.
So was Rogue for most of it, right?
Not in the comics. She was grown in the comics.
All right.
The chat says trash this list.
Trash this list. All right.
I thought it was all
Let
right.
it be known.
There goes
White
that.
Queen was pretty spot on.
Who would you put on it?
Well, honorable mentions were She-Hulk, Sue Storm, Spider-Woman, X-23, and Captain Marvel.
Sue Storm is.
I don't remember She-Hulk from
Probably
the
should've been
comics.
on that
I
list.
wasn't. I didn't.
You can't say this list is trash and not
Make my
give
world.
and not say why.
Yeah, you got to give me something.
Like, who would you have as number 1?
Right.
Let's see. What are they saying? Scarlet Witch. Let's see. Jubilee was from X-Men.
Let's go.
I mean, they
Marcus.
agree.
I'm done.
Pepper Potts was mentioned. Lady Deadpool.
Lady Deadpool.
Oh, okay, now you're reaching.
A celebrity celebrating a birthday today. Is it Gaten Matarazzo?
Guyton Matarazzo.
That's Dustin from Stranger Things. Kid's only 21. Happy 21st. Wiz Khalifa is 36. Jonathan Taylor Thomas, 3 first names. He played Randy Taylor, 3 first names on Home Improvement.
JTT.
JTT is 42. That dude disappeared after that Chevy Chase movie here. Remember he did a couple movies?
He didn't need to work
And
anymore.
then he was Simba or something, and he said, you know
He's
what, I think I'm
cute
done with
still.
this.
I think he went back to school or something like that.
Really? Pink is 44. Kennedy is 51. Martin Freeman is 52. Martin Freeman, by the way, that's Bilbo Baggins in the Hobbit movies. David Arquette is 52. Brooke Burke is 52. David Steele from Fine Young Cannibals and the English Beat is 63. Bernie Sanders is 82. And Willie Tyler, 2 first names. I don't know who this is. It says genius ventriloquist from Willie Tyler and Lester. Who the hell is that?
It's a radio show.
Okay, well, he's 83.
You don't need to read every birthday.
Well, I just thought it was a big deal. I like to try to get the old folks in there. You know what I'm saying? Like 83 is a big deal.
All right, happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Willie
Willie.
Lester,
Listen,
unless it's an old vaudeville act.
I admit that there's a lot of people that are on this list sometimes that I don't know that everyone else knows. So I just thought it might be one that.
All right, today's porno
I didn't
birthday,
know.
which is being brought to you by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet, is Chessie Moore. And today's birthday girl has been in 258 fine films, including Backdoor Lambada, Battle of the Boobs, Bed, Butts, and Breakfast, Boobs, Butts, and Bloopers 1, Foot Worship 2, Sweet Cheeks 104, and who can forget a role in 1991's Toys Not Boys 1, Milkshake Makers. Chessie Moore is 64 years old. That's your porno birthday. Those are your crappy birthdays, and that was your crap on celebrities. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back, and we've got Rafe's in memoriam and King Scott. Ho, ho, ho. The
My heart's
debut
racing.
of King Scott's new song in honor of Jimmy Buffett,
Yep. Excited to do this.
Margaritaville.
I can't wait.
I can't wait either. I have no idea what you're going to do here, by
Right.
the way. And
This is why I'm amazed this is happening. I'm very excited.
Okay.
I just feel like this is going to help everybody kind of heal up from his loss.
Okay. Oh, boy. All right, welcome back to the Rizz Show. Still to come, Friday Fail Stories. Scott debuting a new song entitled Margaritaville.
I'm excited.
Yeah, so is St. Louis.
Getting my nerves worked out.
But before all that, it's time for Rafe Williams and this week's In Memoriam.
Thank you for checking that out.
Which Rafe is not ready for, but putting his headphones on right now.
I'm ready. I'm always ready. I was changing the order a little bit.
Music's going.
Welcome
Rafe,
to this
here we
week's
go.
E Memoriam, brought to you by Hughes Funeral Alternatives. Discover Aquamation, the natural, gentle, eco-friendly alternative to fire-based cremation. For those of you that don't know, the E Memoriam is when we say goodbye to people we've upset this week. People who threatened to leave the show or just sent a nasty email because they didn't like something we said, did, reported on, and or they're guano crazy and just send emails for no reason. But let's get started because we don't have much time. First on the list this week, plain cheese pizza lovers. We upset a few folks when we scoffed at the idea of cheese-only pizza for adults. Oh, you people. The ones who consider marinara sauce a total rush. Your idea of life on the edge is the occasional Parmesan sprinkle, you crazy bastards. You spark plugs also think vanilla ice cream is super kinky. You're the human equivalent of elevator music, the agreeable gray pain of the food world. Look, I get it. Some people don't like to take risks. Hell, your taste buds are so dull you ate half the cardboard box the pizza came in before you realized it wasn't just a second cheese pizza. Oh, you're a pizza purist? Nah, you're just a gustatory coward. Your palate lacks color more than a black and white TV or an episode of Friends. Even your pizza's bored. When you're not home, it's sleeping with the Stromboli next door. I hate to break it to you, so bye-bye, you blind connoisseurs of bland culinary white noise that is plain cheese pizza. Adios, you guardians of blandness. While we're on the subject of food, fans of cheeseburgers and grape snow cones, wink, wink.
Oh, boy.
Well, Moon pointed out a little innuendo in Chattahoochee this week, and now you can't unsee it, can you? You don't know what we're talking about? Look it up. Go ahead. We dare you. Try to innocently order a grape snow cone again without thinking you're holding Alan Jackson's albino schlong. You're welcome. Makes you wonder what the song Chasing That Neon Rainbow is really all about, doesn't it? Sorry we had to put that in your head, but if you have to leave us, please take it with you. Next up, one guy who thinks the Hoosiers soundtrack is dated.
The soundtrack to the Hoosiers movie?
Yeah, he was really adamant about this. Weird hot take, bro. You think a soundtrack from a movie made in 1986 about a basketball team from the 1950s didn't age well, huh? Well, thank you for emailing us, you resident cultural arbiter of taste. You probably think Bach could have used more cowbell. What's your next critical revelation? The jitterbug isn't as provocative as it used to be? Mozart needs a trap beat? Mona Lisa's basic ass needs some Snapchat filters? Worst of all, you're objectively wrong. Let's be real. You wouldn't know a timeless classic if it slapped you in the face with a vinyl record. Jerry Goldsmith wrote the Oscar-nominated original score for the Hickory Huskers. So your take is more hack than Gene Hackman, and that's hard to do. So technical foul, you're ejected from our show. Bruce Springsteen's stomach and small intestine.
Oh, no.
The true Thunder Road was the path from Bruce's mouth to his backside. And boy, was he born to run.
Oh, man.
His stomach and small intestine are the real working class heroes, aren't they? They've churned through more acid than a Grateful Dead roadie. And they got more holes than a plot of a soap opera, but they just keep on dancing in the dark with those peptic ulcers. The real boss here is Pepto-Bismol. And the song The River has taken on a whole new meaning. Who knew that when Bruce said, well, I blew up the chicken man in the street last night, and then I blew up his house too. He was just talking about taking a dump all over Atlantic City. So R.I.P. to Bruce's lower intestinal tract. Next up, regular old gonorrhea.
Oh, no.
The days are over now that there's super gonorrhea. Oh, gonorrhea. You used to be the bad boy of the venereal underworld, didn't you? Now you're just the guy who still brags about his high school football achievements at his 20-year reunion. You got outclassed. Now you're just the opening act for the real burn. You're no longer the horrible burning sensation we all avoid. You're just a warm-up act. Time to fade away like a dying rash, which coincidentally you probably got from that questionable encounter in Vegas. Poor old regular gonorrhea. The flip phone of STDs. Once a legend, you're now something people accidentally catch at retro parties. In the bacterial arms race, you're armed with a spork.
The flip phone of STDs.
Thank you. Super Gonorrhea is the Netflix to your Blockbuster video. You had a good run, literally. Peace out. You're no longer hot.
Sorry, gonorrhea.
Sorry, Gonorrhea. Not hot. Next up, guys who blame bad decisions on beer goggles. Well, we kind of blew up that myth this week, and some people didn't like it. We're talking to you, Chad. Yeah, you might have thought she looked like Scarlett Johansson last night, but the beer goggles don't explain why you thought a tramp stamp of Papa Smurf doing Smurfette doggy style wasn't a red flag. We get it, Casanova. 4 beers in, and everyone turns into a Victoria's Secrets model, but you don't just wear beer goggles, bud. You wear beer Hubble telescopes and wake up trying to gnaw your arm off next to a gal that looks like Post Malone, wishing you had a beer hazmat suit.
Beer Hubble.
Beer Hubble. Newsflash, champ. If you woke up next to a mistake, it wasn't the goggles, it was the idiot wearing them. You blame more disasters on alcohol than a prohibitionist, and even Jack Daniels is considering a lawsuit for character assassination. So if you have to leave us, we hope you make it an Irish goodbye. Next up, Short King's upset that Rizz claims to be 5'8". Wow, did we get a lot of emails about you fudging the numbers on your last doctor's visit. Listen, Rizz could say he's Neil Armstrong, but let's be honest, the only thing he's stepping on is a stack of phone books. Calm down, your 5'6" still qualifies you for the Short Kings Club. Get over it. The only thing Rizz is towering over is his own delusions. Get out of here. If you guys were any more insecure, you'd be a password written on a Post-it note on a Starbucks table. Seriously, you're going to let Rizz's imaginary inch or two throw off your stride? If you guys stood on each other's shoulders, maybe then you'd see eye to eye with old Rizz.
It's on my chart.
Your
Must be true.
Must be true.
If it made it to the chart.
Must have had on them Doc Martens. Your fragile masculinity is more easily shattered than your grandma's antique vase. So au revoir, you little Napoleons. And finally, Gary Busey's insurance agent.
I'm private.
This guy deserves not just an in memoriam, but a goddamn Purple Heart. Insuring Gary Busey is like being a lifeguard on the Titanic. Covering Gary is more like covering a nitroglycerin factory located on an active volcano. You probably got PTSD from all your underwriting policies. You spend more time with disclaimers than you do with your family trying to word the fine print in a way that accounts for, quote, acts of Busey. I'm private. Get away, I'm private. Listen here. Get out of this porta potty. When your therapist...
I feel like his neighborhood has acts of Busey.
He has to. Yeah, it has to.
He lowers the property value.
It's a common topic.
Honey, did you hit a deer? Nah, I hit Gary Busey again.
Acts of Busey.
I'm private. When your therapist asks you to talk about risk, you curl up into a fetal position and mutter, Busey, 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 and then your therapist rips off their mask. It was me the whole time. So R.I.P. Gary Busey's insurance agent. We don't even know how he got insurance in the first place. And now I'll move on to the real RIPs quickly. Gary Wright, Dreamweaver meets the Grim Reaper. I hope you guys get along. Steve Harwell of Smash Mouth passed away. And possibly also Guy Fieri and Silent J. We're not sure. Yeah. Or Violent J. Silent J is a different movie.
Silent J is all right.
Silent J is fine.
And then the king of chill music, Jimmy Buffett. And for that, I acquiesce the rest of my time. The E Memoriam brought to you by Hughes Funeral Alternatives to one half of 2SG, King Scott.
Thank you, Rafe.
Let me turn you on there.
All righty. Thank you, Rafe. That was
right.
beautiful. And
well done, Rafe.
Man.
Yeah, man. Sorry, I didn't mean to get it. Be a downer.
Nah, listen, it is the E Memoriam. So now, ladies and gentlemen, as a tribute to
the great
Jimmy Buffett, King Scott, and Margaritaville.
Everything sound good?
Everything sounds great. You sound great.
Hey, look at this. It's like a press conference.
He's got 3 microphones on him.
God, Scott.
Down in the dungeon, dissecting someone. All of these corpses are oozing from boils. I'm churning my witch drink. I'm made in a steel sink. Smell from out of high. I'm ready to saw. Working away again in Margaritaville. Searching for my lost autopsy saw. Some people flame when there's an urn in the game. And I know we all wind up in vaults. I don't know the reason they got this big lesion. Some things get glued and some things get sewn. But this is my duty to flatten their booty, so hand me that nasogastric tube. Working away again in Margaritaville. Searching for my lost autopsy saw. Some people flame when there's an urn in the game. And I know we'll wind up in vaults. It's crude but get a mop. Some bladders they pop. They'd scream if they knew what's coming up next. A tube up their hoo-hoo, so glad it ain't doo-doo. The Foley catheter helps me work on. Working away again in Margaritaville. Come on, everybody.
All right.
Searching for my lost autopsy saw. Some people flame when there's an urn in the game. And I know.
What do you know?
We all wind up in vaults. I said, some people claim there's a jar with a brain. And it's so. My cerebrum snow globe.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Nice.
Thank you.
That
Wow.
was wonderful, dude.
Wow.
Sorry to get everyone teary-eyed out
What
there.
a
Smell a
fitting
hit.
tribute.
Yeah, thank
What
you.
a fitting tribute to the legend that
I
is.
smell
you.
a hit,
Pretty
dude.
great, dude.
Love you, Jimmy.
Hey, Scott, that was wonderful.
Thank you.
That was
That
wonderful.
was great.
I could listen to you sing. I'm not kidding. Rose Gold Gun comes up in my shuffle all the time, and I never skip it. I listen to it. I
Man.
think you're talented, man.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm excited because my buddy, he's Chad plays music on all socials. He's the one working on the music. He's almost done with everything. So
That's
I just gotta
awesome.
get my
On your
vocals in
record,
it.
you mean?
No, for this song. We just did this week.
Oh, cool.
He got back in town from Montana.
Way to
and
go,
knocked it
Scott.
out.
Dude.
Yeah.
Ben on the instant feedback wants his money back.
oh,
Come
you
on,
don't
man.
get your money back.
Dad,
Not only do you have a rabid fan base here listening to you, you have the entire audience of all of St. Louis and the planet of Earth, but you also have R2D2, Boba Fett, a Jawa, and some black and gold stormtroopers outside in the parking lot right now.
Are you serious?
I'm very serious.
Dude.
My music brings all the galactic people to the yard.
The whole galaxy has arrived.
What? Okay,
incredible.
ladies and gentlemen, I swear to God, outside our studio window, there's a Jawa. I see Boba Fett, 2 TIE fighter pilots.
I'm not going out there.
Dang, that's
There he goes. I'm
intimidating.
not going out there.
Where's the good guy?
Dude, that is a legit Boba Fett costume.
That is the real Boba Fett.
and the
R2D2.
Jawa with the eyes lighting up.
Dude, there's TIE fighter pilots.
Holy cow.
R2D2 is legit.
I can't
That's
see
it.
the R2D2.
Did you upset the
you can't see
overlords
that?
this weekend? This past week?
Yeah, R2D2
Is that a recycling
will
container?
Who
move.
is that?
Just
That
regular
is the
Basura.
70th Explorers from the 501st Legion.
Wow.
They came out. I met them. Well, they arrested me, I think, on stage and took me to a galactic jail
Holy cow.
at Can You Feel the Punk Tonight? And they heard that Scott was singing this morning.
I'm so thrilled.
Like, how
Dude,
freaked
isn't
out
that
is
incredible?
everybody else on the
Oh,
air?
look at it. Its head is spinning.
What?
Is there somebody in that?
It's moving.
Oh my gosh.
There's no way there's somebody in that. It's moving. Boba Fett is now raising a weapon. I feel threatened.
You know, it's funny. Are they here for us or for Casey? Because they're in front of the wrong studio.
Yeah, they're waving to us.
Nice. Well, maybe they're putting their threat down for the other station there.
Maybe
Who's in charge down there? Dude, that R2D2 is moving.
It is moving and spinning
Should
its
I go
head
find
now.
out who's in charge?
Yeah, go.
Yeah,
I'll be right back.
bring me the person who's in charge.
Okay.
Bring me their leader.
Bring me their. Is that so? That's the 501st.
That's the 501st. Yeah, the 70th Explorer is right here in St. Louis. Dude, this is an incredible organization. They do stuff only for charity. They go to like Children's Hospital and they just do incredible stuff. Can you imagine if when we were kids, anybody like 70th Explorers would have shown up anywhere? I would have lost my brain.
I mean, if I just saw that R2D2 at any point in my life, I would have freaked out.
I know. This is
Also, shout out to the guy in the middle giving me hope that I can go up in an F-15 because we got a plus-size TIE pilot out there.
Yeah.
And I like his style.
Yeah.
Dude, they look so great.
I like the inclusion.
All right, we got to take a break.
So great. I got to get video of Scott approaching R2D2.
All right, 8:17. We got your. We're gonna do our Friday fail stories next. We'll talk to the leader of the 501st, and we'll get into Friday fail stories. It's 8:17. All right.
Still makes me laugh every
All
time.
right, welcome back to the Rizz Show. We do have a member of the 501st here. We got a TIE fighter in the studio. Step up to the mic, my friend. Man, that is a legit.
Dude, that's so cool.
Good morning. So introduce yourself.
Yeah, so
Rafe's getting your microphone.
Rich Heffernan. I'm the commander of the 501st here locally. Been doing this for like 13 years now.
Rich, this is amazing. So the 501st, and by the way, so outside the studio, I just looked outside. I guess Moon had this. Moon had known about this.
Yeah.
But I look outside. I look outside the studio, and there's a Boba Fett. There's an R2D2 rolling around.
Yeah,
there's
dude.
a couple TIE fighters.
That's not an
Stormtrooper.
R2D2. That is the R2D2. It's so legit. This is so legit. I gotta admit, and I have a million questions that we don't have time for, but I'm gonna call you guys and ask a lot of these questions. If I had seen any of you guys in this kind of stuff when I was a kid, I gotta admit, it probably would have frightened me. Like, do you guys ever like scare kids?
You know, it's kind of a mixed bag. Sometimes you get the kids who are really scared. Sometimes they just run up to Vader and hug him. Like, especially the little ones, you're like, this is kind of weird.
Oh, is that your fan? Is that like a fan running?
Is, yeah.
Is that, and that's for like the vocals? Is that for the vocals and the?
No, the fan is just to keep me.
Just to keep you cool.
Oh, I see. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a blessing in disguise.
So, what does the 501st do?
So the 501st is an international costuming organization. So we got people literally all the way across the world at 15,000 members across the world that suit up in accurate Star Wars costumes. And we do anything from charity events, community events. Mm-hmm. We go out there and do all the cool stuff like Star Wars Night at Busch Stadium for the Cardinals.
So they'll hire you guys to going out.
Yeah, we go out and do it as a volunteer thing. So they end up Stand Up for Cancer. They give like 10% of the sales for that night to Stand Up for Cancer, and that's kind of our payment for being there.
So if you got a charity event, they could call the 501st, and you guys will come out.
Most definitely, yeah. 501st.com, 70thexplorers.com. Just request an event.
So obviously a Star Wars fan as a kid. What did it take to put together this costume?
Everyone's a little bit different. Some of them are very easy. Like the jumpsuit is just one of the guys sells them to your measurements, and then you have to build the helmet. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of plastic, a lot of time. It's meticulous.
Yeah.
You can mess it up really easy.
Yeah, and he's got a whole fan that you heard before. He's got a whole fan system to keep him cool.
It was amazing. So
because I can imagine in the summer sweating your ass off.
Yeah,
wearing that
it's
thing.
The first time I'd ever seen you guys was at Can You Feel the Punk Tonight? And you guys were all in the tiny little backstage area, and I know I bumped into one of you guys, and you turned. And through the helmet went, excuse me. And it was straight out of the movie. Like the voicing and everything came through the helmet. And I went, oh my God. Yeah. Like it was so real, man. Like I'm a 10-year-old again. And I absolutely love it. And your Vader is like 6'8", is one of the most imposing things. That's what I'm telling you. If I was an 8-year-old kid and that Vader walked in, I would have questioned reality, and I'd have been freaked out. I'd have been like, wait a second, it's supposed to be a movie, and now he's here. And you guys are so real. It's so cool. It's so cool.
You guys do a great job. And I'll say it again. If you got a charity event and you guys need, something to cheer up the kids, hire the 501st.
Yeah. We're always happy to come out and support our community and do anything we can for charity. We love visiting the kids down in Children's on a regular basis, and anything we can do to help anybody out, we're always happy to do what we can.
When you guys show up at a place, nobody's frowning.
No. You guys ever do Comic-Con?
Oh, yeah, we do a lot of Comic-Cons and stuff like that.
You ever take a swing at Spock?
we kind of have that love-hate relationship with Star Trek.
Yeah, can a Star Wars fan be a fan of Star Trek too?
You can be a fan of both. Usually it's the one of the lesser evils, you can't really be a big fan of both, but
Well, I used to be, and I said this before actually on the air today, that J.J. Abrams kind of bridged that gap when he directed a Star Wars movie and the Star Trek stuff.
Yeah, I kind of joke I always called it Star Trek Wars.
When
he made the new movies because they were more Star Wars-y than
Yeah, that's right.
Trek. Yeah.
That's right.
So cool.
So, Rich, I appreciate you coming out and hanging out in front of the studio.
Yeah.
You surprised the hell out of me.
That was a wild surprise.
Happy to do it. Come down and always happy birthday, Rizz.
Well, thanks, buddy. So one more time, the website.
501st.com and 70thexplorers.com.
All right, awesome. Thank you. The 501st and Rich. All right, get back out there. Somebody needs to be saved. Friday Fail Stories now.
Thanks, guys.
Who's in that R2D2? We never got to the bottom of that.
Oh, you'll never know.
We are.
All right, folks, time for your Friday Fail Story. Yeah, so all these people, especially the first story, thought they had the perfect plan. What could go wrong is what they said. Oh, well, things went wrong. Things went sideways, and it became an Uber.
Yes.
An Ultra.
No.
Dare I say it?
Don't you dare.
Mega Fail.
Failed.
You sound a great boss.
Woo, man.
My lungs are cleared out.
Yeah.
I can smell it.
All right, thanks, Scott. Friday Fail Stories, sponsored by...
Friday Fail Stories are sponsored by Mort's Royce Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Rizzuto Show.
Well, I'll just come right out with it. This is a story out of Colombo, Sri Lanka. A Sri Lankan teenager had to have a wire surgically removed from his penis after a dangerous joeing technique went wrong.
Whoa, buddy.
Whoa.
There's a few safe ones. Why do we need to have dangerous ones?
The 17-year-old had developed a fetish for putting electrical wire down his urethra to intensify his...
Whoa.
But on one occasion, he accidentally shoved an 8-inch long wire too far, and it became lodged inside his penis. Causing him extreme pain when he peed. He went to the hospital 9 days after the pain in his abdomen became too intense. And at that point, doctors had to surgically remove it.
You know what's a standout fact about this story? Is typically you hear about, kind of wildly different stuff, or, like, shall we say, different steps of trying things in older age, because people are, like, bored with doing the same old thing. Now, I understand all of us were pretty creative in our first probably, we'll say, 12 to 15 months of doing this kind of stuff. But it's all entertaining. Like I can never imagine.
17-year-old.
That's what I'm saying. I can never imagine a young man getting bored enough with the usual.
There's actually a term for doing this. It's called pekomania. P-E-K, pekomania.
That's something to do with Pokemon?
It's a condition that sees people repeatedly insert foreign objects from wires and toothbrushes to light bulbs into bodily orifices.
Wow.
Is this something else happening?
While joeing to reach the finish line.
Huh.
So he didn't. So the kid didn't suffer any severe health consequences from doing what he did. The doctors lost touch with him soon after the procedure. Like he kind of got checked out of the hospital and that was it.
And I would say disappeared for some time. Stayed under the radar for some time.
The doctors discovered the coiled mass via ultrasound. Like at first he wouldn't tell him what's going on. Like he checked himself in the hospital saying he's got abdominal pain, and he wouldn't say why. So it took a couple days for him to go, oh, by the way, this may be the cause of it.
Oops.
So once they saw what was going on, They had to do surgery and try to send him to counseling, but I'm not sure if he got the help he needed. Yikes.
Failed.
Yikes.
Man. I mean, at least kudos to him for needing an 8-inch one.
Yeah.
I guess you gotta set rules. If you know that that's what you're into, you gotta be like, well, only things with strings attached to them, maybe.
I guess so. Yeah, you gotta have a retrieval rope.
You know what, though? You guys
Like
should be envious
spelunking.
of this guy. Because all you dudes talk about one day you're going to need a catheter and how, like my husband home, I can't do a catheter. I can't. This guy has no problem with catheters, right?
Yeah, he welcomes them.
He does. So that's kind of a superpower, right?
Yeah.
You know, I know people like, I don't know anybody, but I've heard of people liking to get hit in the face. It doesn't make it any.
All right, moving on. This really is not the product you want this to happen with. A bunch of Paw Patrol snacks for kids had to be recalled after somebody realized a URL on the packaging was leading to a porn site.
Oh, I saw this.
So it sounds like it only affected people in the UK, so don't worry. Any similar products sold in the US don't have that site listed. But a recall notice says 2 types of mini biscotti cookies had to be pulled from shelves along with 2 boxes of Fig Newton-style bars. It's possible a hacker gained access, but it sounds more like somebody at the company just forgot to renew the site, lost access to it or whatever, or whoever scooped it up and thought it'd be funny. Anyone who went to the link ended up on a weird page with explicit images and Chinese text. So not something for a kid's snack box. Police in the UK responded to an observatory on Wednesday evening when someone reported seeing a bunch of dead bodies. So a witness apparently thought there had been a mass murder or like a cult ritual killing. But when the police got there, it was a yoga class. The class was performing the corpse pose, where a person lays on their back with their arms and legs spread out. You can imagine how that may have looked if there's a whole bunch of people doing it. Obviously, it didn't take long for the police to figure out that it was a misunderstanding, and the sirens and police activity probably disturbed the students' Zen vibes.
Oh,
the yoga instructor said, "My heart goes out to the people who thought it was a murder, but I can assure you, I just hold space for deep relaxation." Police say the caller had good intentions, but still failed.
Hey, man. A compliment to their calming skills.
Yeah.
A compliment to their yoga skills.
And was it an older group or a younger group?
And it didn't say.
They were doing it so well that a stranger thought they were dead.
Yep. A man in Florida facing federal charges after the U.S. Coast Guard caught him about 70 miles off the coast of Georgia in a homemade hydropod, which is kind of like a giant hamster wheel. The guy's name is Reza Bellucci. He is a marathon runner who is trying to, quote, run to London.
People have tried this crap before.
Yeah, this guy.
Same guy?
This same guy. Because you sent me the story, Moon, or learned it, one of you guys did, and I go, we already did this. And reading more into it, no, same dude, same idiot. So when the Coast Guard found him, he wasn't exactly calm about the situation, and he refused to leave the vessel for 3 days. And they said they were cutting short his unsafe voyage, and Reza responded by threatening to kill himself with a 12-inch knife, and then claimed to have a bomb on board, which turned out to be fake. Again, this is not the first time Reza has been caught in the hamster wheel. He's been apprehended at least 3 previous times, including 2 years ago, which is when we had the first story, when he was trying to make it from Florida to New York. That time, he made it about 25 miles before washing ashore. In the past, he said he'll never give up this insanity, and yep, man of his word. But he made it.
Here's the thought.
He made it 70 miles off the coast.
That's pretty impressive.
I say just let him go. You know?
And what if this is a cheaper, easier way to travel?
If that's his dream.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Maybe
Let
him go.
Yeah,
Let
maybe
him
this
run right into the Darwin
Yeah, and 70
Darwin
miles.
Awards.
sunset, baby.
Chapter 1.
When 70 miles, when's he in his own, like you're not underneath laws, right, of the land anymore?
Oh, like international waters?
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that works.
He probably didn't have a patch on.
Maritime law, baby.
I guess so. 23-year-old Nicholas Coffey was arrested in Florida after being connected to a string of car break-ins in Deltona that he did while driving around in a stolen Mercedes. Now, he was connected to the robberies through a bunch of different ways. First, he was caught on residential security cameras driving through Deltona. He was also caught on video when he stopped at a gas station in the stolen car and bought stuff inside the convenience store. He had the same face covering around his neck and blue latex gloves that cops saw in the residential security cameras earlier that night. When images from the gas station made the rounds, a detective recognized Nicholas, who had a warrant out for a separate case. He had distinct face and neck tattoos visible. And finally, Nicholas was on social media bragging about getting a new Mercedes. Idiot. So basically bragging that he had the stolen car. He's been charged with 11 counts of conspiracy to commit burglary.
Failed.
A dope from Arizona was arrested last weekend after letting his 10-year-old son drive his pickup truck on a highway. And the kid led cops on a brief chase Saturday afternoon, weaving and speeding on State Route 101 in Scottsdale before being pulled over. 49-year-old dad in the passenger seat. Was he drunk?
You betcha.
Probably. He had an open container of alcohol in the truck with him. A trooper spotted the truck and tried to stop it. After seeing the kid changing lanes unsafely, the dad was booked on endangerment and unlawfully permitting a minor to drive charges.
Failed.
Seems like a pretty cool dad to me.
Yeah, cool dad.
Get arrested for having fun.
A U.S. Postal Service carrier is accused of stealing $1.7 million worth of checks from the mail. See, when it's that kind of money like that, somebody's going to notice.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm afraid when I find $10 on the ground.
So the carrier started working in Washington, D.C. in 2020 and was eventually assigned a mail route in the wealthy Wesley Heights neighborhood. So he's accused of stealing around 100 checks, altering them to include his name, and then depositing them into his bank accounts. An investigation into stolen tax returns led to his arrest. Officials compared his signature on the checks to the one written on the Christmas cards the mail carrier had previously sent to the same homes on his route. Investigators searched his house, found a receipt for one of the stolen checks for more than $400,000.
Failed.
Dang. All right, 3 more for you. Back on August 30th, a guy named Christopher Prey escaped from the Oregon State Hospital in Portland. Christopher was in custody for alleged attempted murder, assault, robbery, and other charges. Dangerous guy. Oregon State Police described him as an extreme danger to the public. So this guy got out of the mental hospital. He was able to steal a hospital transport vehicle, even while fully restrained, with leg shackles, a belly chain, handcuffs, and a restraint connecting all 3 of them together.
What?
Yeah.
Is this the guy that climbed up the... No, different person.
No, I think that's the guy in Philly.
That broke out of prison?
Yeah, that's the guy in Philly.
Okay.
I think they're still looking for him. So 2 days later, no, they got this guy again.
Okay.
2 days later, Portland Fire and Rescue were sent to a report of a potentially dead person in a pond. That potentially dead person was Christopher, and he wasn't dead.
He's just doing corpse pose.
He'd been stuck in mud for 12 hours up to his armpits.
Whoa.
Apparently, he thought the ground was solid, got stuck trying to cross over the pond. It took rescue crews about an hour to get him out using a rope and ladder. After the rescue, taken back to the hospital for an evaluation.
Wow.
Failed.
So it wasn't dead, so he wasn't screaming. He wasn't saying anything.
No, I bet you he was. By 12 hours, I'm sure you're resigned to the fact that you're going to die. All right, I'll do one more. One more fail story. And this is the ultimate fail of the week. This is I'll say it's a unique level of dumb right here. This is a unique level of dumb right here. Cops in Nebraska released audio from March where a guy called 911 to report that someone was driving the wrong direction down a highway.
Scary stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I've dealt with that on the highway here, especially coming into work. It's happened.
Yeah, man.
It happened a couple times to you at the old studio.
Oh, yeah. It turned out the guy missed one minor detail. He was the one driving the wrong way.
Yeah. Had a feeling. That's
So
right.
he
There's
told
a whole lot of people going the wrong way right now.
and they're
on the
honking their
highway.
horn.
At least he's being safe about it, letting the cops know.
So he told 911 that a truck almost hit him head on and then nearly ran him off the road. So they sent a cop to stop whoever it was. But when the cop eventually caught up with the wrong way car, the guy who called 911 was sitting in the driver's seat. By that point, he realized his mistake. When the cop asked if he knew why he got pulled over, he goes, "Yep, because I was on the wrong side of the road." And he said, I must have missed an exit. But the real reason was he'd been doing some drinking.
Yeah.
And they arrested him when it turned out he was over the legal limit.
No.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm shocked.
Here is the actual 911 call and the driver's interaction with the officer when they pulled him over.
I'm on Highway 77 going north, and there's somebody that is on the wrong side of the road. He had his brights on, man. He almost ran me off the road.
Yeah, do you know why I stopped you?
Yeah, because I was on the wrong side of the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you the one that called in?
Yep.
You were?
Yeah, because I thought somebody was on the wrong side of the road, bro.
But it turned out it was you.
Yeah, you going to jail now.
He lost that sentence at the end.
Yeah.
Wrong side of the boat,
No,
bro.
yep.
His drunk ass thought he was going to be a
Starboard
hero.
Yep.
Like, you know what? I'm drunk, but somebody needs to help the rest of the people around. I'm going to call the cops.
What do you think he was drinking?
I'm going to call the cops myself.
Rafe, what was he drunk on?
That was a good vodka drunk, I think.
Yeah.
That sounded like one.
That sounds like Fireball to me.
Could
Hey.
be.
Oh.
Hey.
Could be. Learn.
No, man.
You're
Fireball, like,
accurate.
these guys are coming on the wrong side of the road.
Those are your
I'm
Friday fail
stoked about
stories.
Fireball is always like is there an energy drink in there? Because people are always like psyched.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm
Eyes
psyched.
wide open.
I'm psyched to be hammered.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. Let's give away some tickets here. We got tickets to go see The Used. We got tickets to go see Switchfoot. The Used, Friday, September 22nd over at St. Louis Music Park. Switchfoot playing next Thursday night, September 14th over the pageant. We'll do a quick couple rounds of just two of us next, okay?
Yeah.
I like to do this on Friday. So you guys on the phone, since we don't have a guest, you guys will pick two Rizz Show members.
Fun.
Okay, Rafe will then ask the two Rizz Show members 5 questions. If we get 3 of our 5 questions answers correct, you will win your choice of prizes. So we have to match 3 of our 5. We'll have a patient 0 too, Scott.
Okay.
So patient 0 is if we get no matches, then patient 0 will win on the phone. 314-624-3833, 618-398-3833. Just the two of us is next. All right, we've got tickets to go see The Used Friday night, September 22nd over at St. Louis Music Park, and we got tickets to go see Switchfoot next Thursday night, September 14th over the pageant, and we are playing just the two of us. Simple game. You guys on the phone will pick 2 Rizz Show members. Myself, Moon, Lern, Rafe, or King Scott.
What's up?
Rafe will then read 5 questions. If we match 3 of our 5 answers, you on the phone will win. We will have a patient 0 as well, which that person will hang on throughout the entirety of the contest, waiting for no matches. Learn, pick a number 1 through 6.
6.
6. Stephen O'Fallon is patient 0.
All right.
All right, let's begin. Brendan in Fenton, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
All right, buddy, pick 2 Rizz Show members.
We are going to do Moon and King Scott.
Moon
Nice
and King
choice.
Scott.
I guess somebody wants to win.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Lock it up.
Cousin
Rafe ready with
Bros.
the questions. And here we go.
All right,
Moon and King
boys.
I
Scott.
love how that's become our nickname, and we're neither.
Cousin brothers.
I take it, though.
Roll with it.
All right, cousin brothers. Number 1, state that starts with the letter N. A state that starts with the letter N. Number 2, name a water ride at a theme park. Number 3, finish the phrase blank code. Blank code. Number 4, a salty food that's hard to stop eating once you start. A salty food it's hard to stop eating once you begin.
So once you pop, you can't stop?
Yes, one might say.
Hey.
One might say. Could be. Number 5, name someone you might tip at a hotel. Someone you may tip at a hotel.
Now you fellas ready?
Yes, I am. I think
Moon,
we're
you
going
ready?
5 for 5 easily.
Think so?
Yeah.
Oh, you think so? I thought
Well,
this
we're on the
was really
same wavelength.
difficult.
I felt what you were putting out there. I thought, or something.
All right,
I
Learn,
t-
you count it down.
tuned
All right.
All right, number
Here we
1.
go.
Number 1, state that starts with the letter N.
3, 2, 1.
New
New York.
Mexico.
5 for 5.
Nebraska.
You know, it's crazy. I put Nebraska as
Nebraska
well. But
was the number one answer.
I put Nebraska. But then you had mentioned New Mexico earlier, so I thought maybe.
Well, we
we're on-
mentioned New York earlier too.
Nebraska
Oh,
was the
you're right,
number one
too.
answer.
I
So
apologize.
they're both
And
wrong.
Rizz, that whole
Okay.
thing.
I think
Next.
this is a tough round. Here.
Okay, I
Number
guess
2. See if you can go 5 for 5 still. Water ride at a theme park.
3, 2, 1.
Raging
Thunder
Rivers.
Raging
Dang
Rivers
it,
is a
Log
theme
Flume.
park.
Raging Rivers
I said
is
Log
a theme
Flume.
park.
Nice.
Log Flume was the number one
I
answer.
thought that was a ride, and it's
Raging Rivers is the theme park.
You were thinking of Thunder River. Give us the point.
that's
No.
That's a negative.
Well, buddy.
Gummit.
Number
Need to sweep
3.
out here.
Finish the phrase blank code.
3, 2, 1.
Morris.
Bro.
Bro code. I have bro.
Of all people
I
to
bro
put
code
that
too.
answer. What?
We just said cousin bros or whatever.
Number
Morse
one answer was
code.
secret. Secret code,
code.
or launch code was a second.
Bro code.
And I had
code.
Omega
I thought
original.
Morris-
code,
Morris
third.
would be number
I had
one by
Omega.
far.
Sorry, Brendan.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, I'm sorry, brother.
That's the first time we let anyone down.
Well, patient zero. Patient zero
Zero's
still
got a
leaning
shot
on
here.
you.
Okay.
Number 4, salty food that's hard to stop eating once you start.
3, 2, 1.
Chips.
Sorry.
Ruined it for everybody.
Crap.
Rizz had to give the hint and ruin it for everybody.
I had already had
No,
it
they
down.
could have
I
said
had it down
Pringles.
with
Popcorn was the number one answer.
Nuts. Salty nuts.
Number
gonna put- I
5,
was
just
gonna
for
put
fun,
pretzels.
name someone you might tip at a hotel.
3, 2, 1.
Valet.
Bellboy.
Bellhop, different.
Yeah,
Bellboy.
concierge.
Best.
Dang, man,
Housekeeping
I'm sorry.
was
You
number
should have
one
picked
answer.
Rizz and Learn.
I know.
Idiot.
Riz and I are matching on all of
Idiot.
them.
Moon,
You had
they learned.
Nebraska?
I did.
Shoot.
sorry, Brendan. I was pulling for you.
All right,
That
Dean.
was just unlucky. Unlucky.
At least we got one.
All right, pick 2 people, Dean.
Learn and Moon.
Learn and Moon.
All right, lock it
Okay.
up.
The
Learn and
cousin
Moon.
sisters.
Lock it
Let's
up.
Okay,
go.
here we
That's
go. Learn and Moon.
Sister cousins.
Sister cousin.
For Dean, here we go.
Sister cousins.
All right, Learned Moon. Name something you put in your mouth, but do not swallow. Finger on the dump button. Number 2, past or present. Name a famous male-female singing duo. Number 3, name something you might see in a country western music video. Country music video. Something you may see. Number 4, occupation that a boy would not want his girlfriend's father to have. Occupation that a fellow would not want his girlfriend's father to have. Number 5, name a musical instrument made primarily out of wood. A musical instrument named
man.
made primarily.
Good round.
Yeah, this was
good.
Awesome. Good
I
questions.
thought this was
Good questions.
Here we go.
This was good. This is. I mean, we're going at least 2, maybe 4.
All right, Scott, can you count it down?
Yes.
I think so.
All right, Scott, count it down.
Really interested in what your number 2 answer is.
Here we go.
All right. Number 1, name something you put in your mouth but don't swallow.
3, 2, 1.
Gum.
Wow. I had toothbrush.
Toothpaste, number 1 answer.
Emphasis
Gum.
on the G.
Toothbrush.
Emphasis on the G.
That's brilliant.
Emphasis
And I never
on
would have
the
thought of that.
G.
Yeah.
FCC. Gum. That was gum.
Gum.
Oh,
Gum.
man. What are you going to
Gum.
say for this? What are you going to say? I have 2
This
answers.
is surprising what I wrote down, but it was I'm writing down the first thing that popped in my
Correct
Surprising.
answer. Past or present, name a famous male-female singing duo.
3, 2, 1.
Sonny and Cher.
That's my 2.
Sonny and Cher was
Sinatra,
the number 1 answer.
Lee Greenwood's not correct.
Who was the
Yes,
other?
sister cousin.
Who else did you have?
I had Ike and Tina.
I can see it would have been good, but Sonny and Cher just popped up.
Sonny and Cher,
Yeah, but
Ike
Sonny and Cher
Tina.
was
I
my
was
number
gonna
1.
be,
Lindsay
See?
and Stevie.
You
White
see?
Stripes, I thought might get in there because of the station.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even.
Sonny and Cher, correct answer.
and Cher,
Name
baby.
something you
That's doing
might.
great.
Name something you might see in a country western music video.
3, 2, 1.
Truck. Come on, man. 3 for 3.
Congratulations, Dean.
Good.
I had 2.
He wins.
Tractor was the number
If
1
we
answer.
go all 5,
I
it would
have
be
horse.
incredible.
Okay.
Well, toothbrush and tooth. What's on his mind? Did you not brush your teeth this morning or something?
Don't ask me questions right now.
Number 4 for fun, occupation that a boy wouldn't want his girlfriend's father to have.
3, 2, 1.
Gun maker.
Okay.
Gunmaker.
That's a decent answer.
I don't know what it.
Judge or cop would have been.
CIA was mine.
Hitman, mafia boss.
What is the
cop?
Smith and Wesson?
Cop was an FBI agent. Was the number one answer.
FBI agent.
Does hitman qualify as a job?
Gunmaker.
You don't want. I don't want a
You're
girl
hired
dad
for-
running background checks on me, dude.
You're hired as a hitman. Good job.
Hey, we
Name-
won this, but we're going to go 4 out of 5 right here.
Name a musical instrument made primarily out of wood.
3, 2, 1.
Guitar.
Guitar.
Outstanding.
Piano was the number one answer.
I had
Well done.
stick.
All right.
Amanda, pick 2 people, please.
Happy birthday, Rizz.
Thanks.
Rizz and Lern, please.
Rizz and Lern.
Rizz and Lern.
Okay.
You Rizz, you learn. Number 1, a famous superhero sidekick. Number 2, a planet in our solar system. Number 3, something you put on a hamburger.
Interesting.
Number 4, a famous talk show host. Number 5, other than guitar, an instrument in a rock band.
Number 3 is going to be interesting.
God. Okay. All right, Moon, you count it down.
Okay.
Here we go. Playing for Amanda. Not feeling great about this.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you guys are going to crush
I'm
it.
changing
Here we go.
something. All right.
Oh, man, that might have cost you. Number 1, a famous superhero sidekick.
3, 2, 1.
Robin.
Robin was the number 1 answer.
Good stuff.
Good.
All right. Number 2, a planet in our solar system.
3, 2, 1.
Earth.
All right.
Okay.
Doing great. Earth was the number 1 answer. Number 3, something you put on a hamburger.
3, 2, 1.
Pickles. Gosh, damn it.
Cheese, number 1 answer.
What did you write down first?
I wrote down pickles, and then I wrote down mustard, and then I just said pickles.
I knew that was the one you were changing.
Yeah. Because he said hamburger, so I don't want to say cheese. What did you say? Ketchup?
Ketchup.
Okay.
A famous talk show host.
3, 2, 1.
Jimmy
Maury.
Fallon.
Maury.
We talked about
Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't
Conan
have Jimmy
O'Brien was
Fallon
the number 1
button, though.
answer,
Damn.
but Jimmy
Comes
Fallon
down
was
to
talked
this.
about.
Damn.
Guys,
Okay.
we're doing great. And other than a guitar, an instrument in a rock band.
3, 2, 1.
Drums.
Way to go, Amanda.
There you go.
Amanda wins.
Close.
Missa, hello.
Hey, good morning.
Hey. All right, pick 2 people, please.
Rizz and Moon.
Rizz and Moon. Okay,
Yes,
here we
I feel
go.
good. I feel good.
Let's get into it.
You and I are locking up.
Yep, already
Alrighty.
locked up. Here we go.
Number 1, a famous video game character. Number 2, a sport you play with a ball that does not have ball in its name. Number 3, a city known for its music. A city known for its music. Number 4, a word associated with the internet. A word associated with the internet.
Okay.
Number 5, an animal you might find in a zoo.
Ah, boy.
Man.
Okay.
dude. Yo.
This is our final round.
Good. Need any
I'm
repeats?
stuck on one. Yeah. Repeat number 2 just so I can waste time.
A sport you play with a ball that does not have ball in its title.
I'm glad I actually asked you to repeat that because I misunderstood the question the first time.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right, the final round, by the way, guys. Here we go.
Final round. Number 1, a famous video game character.
3, 2, 1.
Mario.
Yeah.
Wait, who's that?
You know, I just found out.
Mario.
It's a me, Mario. It's not what he says.
What?
It's a me is Japanese for super.
What?
He's saying Super Mario.
Oh, it's on. It's me.
I thought it was
It's
Italian.
not an Italian characterization this whole time. Isn't that? I know. It kind of was a bummer.
In my heart.
It's a me.
Wait, is that a rumor just to make us?
Is. I know. I saw a thing on
TikTok.
online. It was like the guy was like, it is Japanese for superb or super. So now you know. It's a me, Mario's not as casually racist as we thought it was.
I'm still gonna say it.
Here we go. A sport you play with a ball that doesn't have ball in its name.
3, 2, 1.
Soccer.
Very good.
You know what I originally thought? I thought you were asking for a ball, the actual ball. The word ball is not in it. I was like, soccer ball, volleyball, baseball, basketball. I could not think of one.
Golf was the number 1 answer, but soccer was acceptable because technically it's football, but I like how it's soccer when it suits your needs. 3, a city known for its music.
3, 2, 1.
Nashville.
New Orleans.
Come on.
New Orleans.
Both good answers. Nashville, number 1 answer.
better than
Memphis,
the
number 2.
I had St. Louis written down first for the blues thing.
It's true. St. Louis would have been a good answer.
Nashville's the right
Yeah,
answer.
that would have been a better wrong answer, but come on.
Damn it.
Number 4, a word.
I blew it.
Yep. And this is, I can't wait to see what this one is. Number 4, a word associated with the internet.
Learn, count it down.
3, 2, 1.
Web.
Website.
Ooh,
What'd you say?
I said web.
Not going to count it.
Website.
I just thought of synonym, you see. Web.
Website, number 1 answer.
Scott, where you going? Come back here.
Oh, man.
Number 5,
I don't know about
Last
this.
one. Oh, it comes down to this.
I don't know about this.
an animal you might find in a zoo.
3, 2, 1.
Lion. Oh!
I did not think you would get that.
Yeah.
I thought that
that
was
was
going to be
good.
a deal breaker.
Winner.
Oh,
Good
holy
one, Dan
smokes.
Dunn.
Of all the... were you cycling through animals? I was going monkey, bear. I was going through all sorts
I was
of
going to say
things.
bear, then I was afraid you weren't going to be specific, and
Woo!
lion.
Woo!
Hey, everybody on hold, hang on. Hey, before we get to sports, there's a 1-minute TikTok video making the rounds that lists 10 ridiculous animal fart facts in 60 seconds. Here's some of it. It's right up our alley.
Animal fart facts that will blow you away. Lemurs use their farts to have stink fights. They rub their hands in the stench and wave them at their enemies. Blue whales can create fart bubbles so big you could fit a horse inside of it. Zebra farts are so loud they can be heard from miles away. Zebras also fart with every step they take when running away from a predator. Share this with someone who has no shame in their fart game. Ferrets scare themselves when they fart. The coral snake farts to defend itself. It raises its tail in the air and lets it rip when danger is near. Termites fart so much that they are responsible for 3% of global methane emissions. Because cows have 4 stomachs, they're constantly farting. They're responsible for 14% of the world's greenhouse gases each year. Manatees use farts to help them float. They have pouches in their intestines to store their farts. Herring fart to communicate with each other so they can form shoals when predators are around. A plane full of goats once had to make an emergency landing because the goats were farting so much that they set off the fire alarm.
Okay.
And there you go.
Abrupt stop.
Animal laws, animal fart facts. That's all you need to know. That's it. So take some of that stuff and put it in your pocket.
Dude, imagine you're drowning. You fall off a boat. Fall off a Disney cruise. You're like, this is it. This is the end. I can't swim. I can't do this anymore. And you fall through a blue whale's fart bubble.
And it saves you.
And
It's
you're
your
in
last
it.
breath. It's your last
You
breath.
got like 24 hours worth of air. But
Yeah,
you
you're
got
in
it.
the-
It's
yeah, you're
all
in the
fart
fart
air. You're in it. Just floating in the ocean, waiting for rescue.
And it's fish fart.
What's the-
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I bet you.
Ugh.
Krill, right? Don't they
Yeah,
eat
yeah.
krill?
Yeah.
Krill farts.
That would be wild.
Sounds good.
Gatorade, guys, has a new product. You ready? And it's not a neon-colored thirst quencher. It's an energy drink. And it isn't a protein shake. Guys, it's water. That's right. Gatorade is now selling water.
In the
Electrolyte water?
game.
The product is called Gatorade Water, and it's not a joke. They're trying to tap into the growing functional water category, which is water that's enhanced or fortified with additional health benefits, supposedly. Gatorade says it's electrolyte infused because electrolytes.
It's
man.
what plants crave.
Yeah.
We're going full idiocracy. Here we go.
This is it.
Gatorade says it's an electrolyte-infused, unflavored, alkaline water that's filtered with a 7-step process.
I'm into it.
Not 6 steps, but 7 steps.
You guys don't have smart water?
Step 5 is changing the name to Brondo.
Yep.
Step 1, get
I
empty
like me
bottle.
some smart water, but
Step 2,
I'm-
go to tap.
I'm willing
I'd
to believe
never
that
fall
I'm-
for that.
I'm into it.
I'm willing to believe that I've just swallowed the hook.
I'm giving you the steps, 7 steps. Get bottle. Put step 2, put under faucet. Step 3, turn faucet on. Step 4, turn faucet off. Step 5, put cap on. Step 6, put on store shelves.
There it is.
Step 7, make lots of money.
Can you go back to 3 real quick? I kind of got lost in the steps.
It's got enhanced pH levels.
Oh,
You act like this isn't a real thing,
It is a real thing.
but you're like, ugh, I'll take my tap water. pH'd, alkaline, electrolyte, and infused water is so much better.
There are already brands doing this, like
it's made with avocado
Smart Water.
oil.
Yeah. Smart Water has the best bottles, in my opinion.
It's made with avocado oil.
Yeah.
And it's blessed with a purple quartz. So,
Dude, if there
Avocado
was a
water.
purple quartz blessed water, I'd be all over
I
that.
know.
I mean, speaking of credibility, Gatorade hopes, so already brands doing this, but Gatorade hopes to bring it mainstream with the credibility of their brand name. But speaking of credibility, those fancy waters could have special benefits like improved all-day hydration, boosting your metabolism, and stuff like promoting weight loss, clear skin, and even being cancer-fighting.
You know what's crazy is I understand them getting into the water again. There's so much money there. I get it. But with the branding, are Gatorade drinkers, like heavy Gatorade drinkers, interested in water? And I'm being honest. Like, I can understand them doing this, but making it called Gator water. What would you say?
It's Gatorade water. I mean, it's going to hit shelves sometime next year, but there's not a lot of science
G
supporting
water.
There's not a lot of There's not a lot of science supporting or refuting those facts.
Okay.
So it might just be expensive water. Okay.
Okay. It could be a placebo effect. Okay.
It could be, or it could not be.
All I know
Okay.
is when I'm on road trips and I need water, I'm going straight for that Smart Water.
Oh, baby, give me some Fiji because that bottle's so pretty.
I want
do
the
like
big,
the square
tall,
Fiji.
Smart.
I do too. I don't know why. It's just it's.
I like it 'cause
Comedian,
fits in
it's
those
more
holes.
stable.
Never fits where you
Yeah,
want it
When
to.
I'm on
It's
stage
nice to
and I got to
hold.
sit it on a stool, it's much more, the stability's better.
The bottom's so flat, man. It's like one of the most flat bottoms on the planet.
I will say, and I hate admitting this because I know it's fake, Fiji does taste better to me.
I like
and I
it.
don't
What's
know
thick?
if it's just the bottle shape tricking me or what.
I mean, it's thick.
don't know.
Aquafina tastes
It's a
like
different
it was
texture.
made, dirty dishwater from a bathtub in Pittsburgh. It is disgusting.
It's
True.
Detroit. It's the Detroit River. I
It
believe.
is disgusting.
Aquafina?
It is disgusting.
There's something about the bottle too that
Dasani and Aquafina
seems like I can taste it.
just seems like
Tastes like
someone got
bottle.
out of the top
Right?
tank of a toilet.
I honestly think that a lot of it plays into how long things sit in warehouses.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Because I feel like I'm tasting bottle when I can take with Aquafina. Not there's that's Pepsi, right? Is that Coke or some one of the big?
Coca-Cola, I think.
Yeah, Aquafina, I think is Coke.
That's why you just give me
It's
Mountain
one of the
Valley
soda
spring
companies.
water.
Yeah, no, Pepsi is Life Water, I think. Because remember they came out
I think
like
they own everything.
They were they were
tell
coming
you.
after Smart Water. Oh, you got that right there.
I got it in front of me, dude.
What's it say? Pepsi?
Life Water's its own thing, man.
No, it's not.
No, it's owned by one of those cowboys.
By Bottling Group LLC,
They're trying to hide it.
The internet.
Withville, Virginia. That's all it says. Bottled by Bottling Group LLC.
Huh.
Hang on.
Well,
It don't?
Pepsi owns Life Water.
Yeah, they're hiding the name.
they're hiding it.
And Pepsi also owns Gatorade.
Ha.
Pepsi.
You ain't fooling us. We have the internet. We
Pepsi.
finally have the internet here. We're not fooling us.
Hey, it's pH balanced though and has electrolytes.
So it's good for you.
Yeah.
Strong enough for a man.
Joe Montana. Who was a Joe Montana
Oh man,
fan growing up?
he was
Me?
my top.
Everyone.
I still
Love
think he's the greatest quarterback of all time.
You do even
know.
better than Tom Brady?
I do.
Great name.
If he weren't a Chief,
I would. I mean, he did all his stuff with the Niners. I think in the era he lived in and how hard quarterbacks got hit and how different the game was, man, he was the Michael Jordan of football.
Joe Montana.
he definitely had a cool era.
And he had a
And a
great
cool
team
name,
around him.
dude.
Yeah, he was on the tops.
Cool name.
Yeah, and he was on Rudy's team.
Pretty much the coolest jersey was the 49ers and the Chiefs jersey that said Montana.
Well, I mean, when I was growing up, he was so dominant. It was always like Joe Montana and the 49ers in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, now he did have Jerry Rice.
That
He
made
did.
a big
He
difference.
did have
Sure,
Steve
Roger
Young backing him
Craig.
up. Yeah, I mean,
Was Ronnie Lott on his team?
Oh, yeah.
But and Joe Montana is 67 years old, by the way. Who does he say the best quarterback of all time is?
He's going to go with somebody like Namath or somebody, right?
Who
Or
does Joe
Peyton.
Montana think the best quarterback of all time
Dan
is?
Marino.
Ooh, yeah,
Dan
that's a
Marino.
great.
And Lern is right.
Guys, the NFL season's going to be good to us.
Joe
Right?
Montana says Dan Marino.
You saw that somewhere.
I swear to God, I didn't.
Dan Marino
I
was
swear to God.
those
pretty
leather
badass.
gloves.
But no rings. Oh, the isotoners?
Yeah, his isotoners, man. That's why.
Probably for the same reason. That's someone from his era.
He says it's all about skill and ability, and Dan Marino is the greatest QB of all time.
I'm in Psychoville and Finkel's the mayor. Where's Dan Marino?
He has a quick
Finkel
release.
is
I had to
Einhorn.
step into a lot of things to get enough force on the ball. He had the perfect torque of his upper body and strength to deliver the ball quickly at a fast release and accuracy.
And he's beautiful, had those beautiful eyes, but he worked with Don Shula and
hair.
still couldn't get a ring. What
What's
happened?
the rest of the
Joe
state?
Montana says, I think Dan Marino is probably one of the most unsung heroes of the game. People don't talk enough about him or realize the numbers he put up during the times that he put them up.
Yeah,
I
man.
do have to admit, we talked about
I agree with that.
The coolest jersey in the NFL was one that said Montana and was red of San Francisco or Kansas City. And the second coolest jersey was those Dolphin
That's right.
Merino
And
jerseys.
those
those
starter
were
They were
jackets.
sick.
Those pullover starter coats.
Yes,
I had
dude.
the
Yeah.
Dolphins.
Just a different game back then, too,
Medallion.
man. Like, the quarterbacks weren't protected. I mean, I get it. They're $100 million assets now. You got to protect them, but it's like it was just a different game. Defensive guys your career was in jeopardy all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. It still is.
Ask Joe Theismann.
Even last night, and I was telling Moon watching the Chiefs game, and I'm a Chiefs fan. They were letting the offensive linemen cheat. There was like a dude. They were almost in like a goose V formation. They weren't lined up straight up like to cheat.
They just watched Mighty Ducks.
This dude was like the new offensive tackle for the Chiefs was lining up so far off the line of scrimmage he looked like a slot receiver, and he still couldn't stop homeboy from the Lions. But I'm like, and then the refs weren't calling it. He was kind of taking off. I'm like, they're letting these linemen kind of go to protect quarterbacks. Back in the day, man, they were all bunched up on the line of scrimmage. People were jumping over the pile.
Well,
We don't call people slots anymore.
yeah.
Oh, thank
Ice cream
Outdated
slots.
term.
Hey, dude.
Just one more thing
Don't
before
slot shame me.
before we get to sports. So I know, we're going to talk about the Chiefs game last night, but and this obviously came out before the Chiefs game last night and them losing, but Sportsbook has the Chiefs as a 6-1 at 6-1 odds to win the Super Bowl. So Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs are favorites to win. I don't know what the loss last night and how that's going to affect Vegas, the odds, and also Mahomes is a 6-1 favorite to win the regular season MVP.
Man.
Hate to say it, I think they're jumping the gun
Back
there.
to Marino for a second. Do you ever hear about that guy anymore? I mean,
He's retired. He's
doing commercials on channel 4.2.
Oh, is he?
4.3.
Well, somebody in the chat says, here's an experience. I bought weed on a Mexican beach from a guy in a Merino jersey. Never forget.
There you go. Never forget.
That's really cool.
So odds of winning the Super
Dan
Bowl.
Marino.
Chiefs, Eagles,
Yeah.
49ers, Bills, Bengals.
All solid picks.
Say what? These are the Super Bowl
The
favorites?
favorites.
Eagles
Kansas City,
number 2?
Eagles number 2.
I say 49ers.
San Francisco, Bills, Bengals.
I say 49ers number 2. And Bengals number
The biggest long shot to make
4.
it, the Texans and Cardinals.
Yeah. I could see that.
So if you were to bet that on a Texans Cardinals Super Bowl, it's 10,000 to 1 odds.
Dang. So if you bet $100, you win $1 million?
Probably, if that works.
100,000, something like that?
Yeah.
Dang.
10,000 to 1 odds. I mean,
that's worth putting $100.
Texans Super Bowl, Texans Cardinals Super Bowl, 10,000 to 1 odds.
I hate making it seem like I'm interested in the NFL, but I really am. Have you watched that Hard Knocks yet on the Jets?
No, I
it's
didn't watch the
freaking
sweet,
sweet, dude. I don't know what.
I know
I
they're
don't know
all
what's happening to
good.
me. My wife keeps walking into the room, and
Those are all
yesterday
good.
she walked in the room. I was in a jersey watching Hard Knocks, and she goes, "What the hell is happening to you?"
And what's his name? What's his name narrates those?
He turned around and you're
Liev
playing
Schreiber.
you're playing
Liev Schreiber.
cornhole all of a sudden. You didn't even know.
I'm just doing the motion.
It's like, what are you
Beer
turning
can
into?
tower.
Yeah.
You turn back around, you got a big mustache, and
Dude.
it's just like a bratwurst in your hand.
I didn't even do it
Jumping
on
on
purpose.
tables.
She walked in and she goes, "What is happening? You're in a football jersey. It's 12:30 and you're watching a documentary on the Jets." I don't know, man.
Danny on the instant feedback says Marino disappeared after his secret kid went public. What?
Is that a fact?
I have no idea. I'm gonna
It's a
look
secret.
I'm gonna look it up. Rafe, you look up Secret Kid Dan Marino.
Hope it's
On
my
it.
name.
I'm hacking into the mainframe.
Sports presented by DraftKings.
DraftKings.
Dan Marino's secret child. DraftKings, a Casino Queen. Think you know football? Bet on it at DraftKings at Casino Queen Sportbook. In the final start of his career in his home state and in his 11th try, 11 tries at number 199, Adam Wainwright did a decent job of keeping the best offense in all of baseball quiet till about mid-game. He had a 3-3 tie going on for some time, and then it turned. About the sixth
So
inning.
bad for him.
Yeah, Atlanta's Ronald Acuna Jr. hit his second homer of the game to chase Wainwright from the mound as the Braves got a 8-5 victory. Atlanta hit 4 home runs off of Wainwright, 5 total in the game.
Man.
Not great. Just get this guy his win so he can
Just 2 more.
stop.
Just 2 more wins. And, I mean, clock is ticking.
Bummer. Kansas City lost a heartbreaker in its season opener to the Detroit Lions. Ugly performance offensively. We talked about it earlier, especially for the wide receiver core. They were terrible. Lions win 21-20. The Chiefs will have some extra time to regroup and fix some things as they turn the page to week 2 when they face the Jacksonville Jaguars. Fastlane is up by 1 as Jamie Rivers comes through with the only win between the two teams.
He's
Good
the only
for
one
them.
that picked the Lions.
He's the only one that picked the Lions.
Hey, get your picks out, Scott. You got your picks out?
Oh,
Yeah, move on. We'll just go run through our quicks real quick.
While you're doing that, Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals agreed to a 5-year, $275 million contract extension. The $219 million in guarantees makes him the highest-paid player in league history. Insane. Speculation around the 26-year-old's impending contract swirled all offseason after top quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, and Justin Herbert all signed then record deals. Speaking of contract holdouts, Chris Jones was wanting $30 million a year to sign for the Chiefs again, and he said he's willing to lose millions and hold out until week 8. So being on hand yesterday for the game, watching the team lose has to be interesting for his strategy.
Oh, I mean, he had to be loving it.
He's got to be there like,
His
I can't smile, I'm on
bargaining power
camera.
just went up.
As I mentioned earlier, Lern shared with me that the NFL Sunday Ticket's not going to be on DirecTV this football season. For the first time since '94, YouTube bought the rights for those games for about $2 billion, and it seems things are going to look a little different. Each game is going to have real-time highlight reel available. There will also be a way to play fantasy football through the NFL's official app by connecting your account and tracking your players while you watch. And as things get revved up in the years to come, watch for opportunities to place bets. Obviously, big bucks to be made here. YouTube knows it, and they're certainly going to be ready to pounce when the time is right. I'm Moon, and that's your sports because doing the bull dance, feeling the flow, working it. All
right, 2 things. If you are a Spectrum customer, Monday Night Football is going to be on ABC because they've blacked out ESPN, so it's going to be an ABC. And tonight's Cardinal game is on Apple TV.
cool.
Yes. Sure.
All right, so
2005, Secret Love Child, Dan Marino.
Really?
Ray Finkel.
Daughter was Donna Savateri. He had an affair and has...
In 2005, he had an affair?
2005, and he has 6 kids with his longtime wife.
Oh, wow.
Confirmed?
Confirmed.
Was it an accident?
Yeah.
You've had a great Friday.
Thank you.
You're a weird guy, Ace.
Weird guy.
All right, so
Hey, Ace, you got any more of that gum?
I'm just going to say the matchup, and you tell me who you picked. Panthers, Falcons.
Falcons.
Okay. Texans, Ravens.
Ravens. Don't be silly.
Jacksonville, Indianapolis.
Jacksonville.
Oh, wow.
Indianapolis, huh?
All right.
Titans, Saints. Niners, Steelers.
Titans.
Niners.
Steelers.
Niners.
You got the Steelers, you're wrong.
It's a toss-up for me. I'm only picking the Steelers because they're at home.
Good.
Buccaneers, Vikings.
Vikings.
Cardinals, Commanders.
Commanders.
Bengals, Browns.
Bengals.
Browns.
Whoa.
Stay there.
What made you pick that? You think the Browns are
They're
going
in
to
Browntown.
Okay.
Packers, Bears.
Bears.
Raiders, Broncos.
Broncos.
Oh, no.
Yeah, baby.
Dolphins, Chargers.
Chargers.
Eagles, Patriots.
Eagles.
Rams, Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Cowboys,
Rams.
Giants.
Giants.
Cowboys.
Oh, boy, we're all over. I love it.
I think Dayball's going to Surprise them.
And the Monday game, Bills, Jets.
I think that's the Bills. I'm excited.
Oh,
I bet different than you guys. I went against the grain a couple times. I'm either going to be the hero or the goat of this.
I feel like I've made some interesting picks.
Browns is an interesting one. I mean, I guess they have Deshaun Watson on his first full year.
Yeah, and some of these
man, the Bengals are
they're toss-ups.
Playing good football.
And they have much cooler helmets.
All right, we got a couple minutes left. Let's get to one or two emails.
Okay.
Rizzo1057thepoint.com.
Emails are brought to you by Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes. No box too big or too small. Big Dick's does them all. My fiance farted in front of me for the first time last night.
Congratulations.
No Dutch oven, just carrying groceries upstairs, so almost in my face.
The fart barrier has been broken.
She was so sorry, but I couldn't help but laugh. We've been together for almost 4 years. I have never backfired in front of her. I used the excuse checking the mailbox or needing to walk the dog. I asked a married friend of mine if he's farted in front of his wife. He said in 22 years of marriage, he hasn't and can't remember if his wife ever has. My question is, since she has, quote, broken the seal, so to speak, is it fair game for me to let her rip? I hate coming up with dumb excuses to have to vacate all of a sudden. Thanks, Jeff. P.S. I know you're listening, Danielle. Ha ha.
Ha ha! I just farted. he's been holding it in, waiting for you to read that.
Yeah.
And then she's sitting right
He
next to him.
hasn't farted in 5 days.
And he just ripped a biggin.
How did she react to tooting in front of him? She was embarrassed.
She giggled.
Oh, she giggled?
Well, let's see. She was so sorry, but couldn't help but laugh. That was the sentence.
I literally don't understand people. When I hear that someone's been married for like a
Look at
long
me while
time,
you're saying this.
Yeah.
and you've never, and farts aren't on the table, I'm like, what kind of marriage are you in?
Farts are not on the table in our
We're
house.
in a smell good marriage in my house.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you got to
Smell good
celebrate
marriage.
it, but I'm just saying, like, I can't imagine cohabitating with a human
Me too.
for
I like my
years
wife. I wouldn't
of
want
my
to make her
life.
suffer.
And, like, neither person acknowledging that people fart, that's crazy to
No,
me.
we know it
We know
happens.
it happens. Just, don't celebrate it.
I don't like.
I'm not saying you got to go, it's like, sit on her lap.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm with Ray.
Oh, there are some people that do
Yeah,
that.
so if we're sitting on the couch and we're having a conversation, and I know this is going to
lift
be
a leg
this is
and-
going to be offensive, no, I'll stand up and I'll walk in between the rooms, and like do it over there. And is it ridiculous? Yeah, it's probably ridiculous.
Hey.
I feel like I'm being like,
I'm sorry. I am a gentleman.
Yeah, but I'm not going to go outside and be
I
like,
am a gentleman.
and pretend as if something happens.
I'm not getting in my car
It
and
seems like
going
a lot of-
up the street.
Seems like a lot of wasted minutes.
Yeah, and where's your secret stinky fart closet in your house that you guys are all going to?
Yeah, this guy goes out and check the mail. Like that's.
I'm not doing that.
That's an
I let
endeavor.
it rip when I get into bed because I get into bed before Tim, and I just go nuts in there.
because you've been stashing
What a
them all
thing
day.
for him to come be like, I'm gonna head up early, snuggle with my little baby boo in here.
Last time
And
we
you just
cleaned the
like
sheets.
you just made a fart tent for him. Such a
That's
worse
his
idea.
problem. I'm out.
One more quick one. Quick.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
You let it rip, man.
Yeah, I think just let it rip. She broke the barrier.
Right.
She broke the barrier.
Accidentally.
Yeah, maybe talk it out and figure it out.
I don't know. You talk it out.
All right, listening to
Bring
Wednesday's.
it up in marriage counseling.
Listening to Wednesday's podcast, you brought up what's the weirdest thing that happened to you at a urinal. About a month ago, I walked into the bathroom to see a respected mentor with his pants around his ankles like a toddler.
Not a mentor anymore.
The guy isn't my
Principal
boss,
Stevens?
but as close as you can get without actually calling him the boss. I just kept my head down and I walked to the next spot and started my business. He then tried talking to me the entire time, and I was absolutely flabbergasted at the situation I found myself in. He's about 75 and 300 pounds. I visualized the image.
Oh, my God.
I visualized the image as fresh as the day I first saw it. Happy birthday, Rizz from Arizona.
First of all, 300 pounds and 75 are not two numbers you hear in
Yeah.
the same sentence often, so congratulations to that guy. Maybe he doesn't know his pants are down.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
An adult?
An adult doing that. And we used to have a buddy that did it, and like it was just for shock
As a
value.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was always just his life is a bit, and so it was like expected, and it was kind of funny. I really haven't seen it in recent memory at all. Certainly not in public, and certainly not like in a workplace. Have you guys ever seen that in a workplace or anything? I'm sure it happens.
Like pants around ankles?
Pants around ankles. And what is it? What are you thinking? And I'm
And
not
the fact that
judging,
you're
I'm
doing
asking.
that if that's what you do, why don't you go to a stall? Because you don't think that's weird?
Is it a power move?
I don't know.
How's that a power?
Never-
you think of a toddler doing that?
Never mind your ass out. Never mind that. your pants are touching where it's like Splatterville. It's
Right.
Splatterville. And
If I were the boss, I would fire you.
And two, isn't this? I mean, you are like tripling your time and effort and work needing to be done. You got to bend
You're
over
psycho.
now. When you
You
put
know
your
what?
face down by the urinal to bend over.
The only thing that we can really scientifically describe why this is happening is because they have a small penis. And they do not want to go digging for it through the mess that is the fabric.
Interesting theory.
You think
And so I think if you have a small penis, you drop trowel all the way down when you're at the urinal.
But think about this. Here,
Draw more attention.
Watch what I'm doing. That's what I'm saying.
your small penis.
Watch
To your
me do
small
this.
penis.
Watch me do this. Okay,
That's your theory.
My pants are down there. So imagine you don't have to look here, but just imagine this is out.
Yes.
I'm by a wall. Look at me now. Now I'm not by a wall, and my thing is all the way out because I'm bending down to get this thing, and like I'm just flashing everybody. So the small penis thing is an interesting thought, but I don't know.
Ah.
It's wild.
I just think they don't want to go digging through all
It's
the
weird.
fabric.
We've had some amazing technological breakthroughs, and one of them is the fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
All right,
solid.
listen,
What?
we got to leave it there. That's it. We got to take a break. One final break. We'll come back and pull our pants up and wrap it up. All right, that is it for us. Donnie Fandango is next. Have a great weekend. Maybe I'll see some of you at Guns N' Roses tomorrow.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Oh, we're going.
I got some
You
special
going?
pants.
Oh, you're going?
Really?
Oh, yeah, dude.
What do you mean
are
special
your
pants?
looking like?
Well, let's just say I got my Lee Roth pants ready to rock.
Heck yeah, man.
Lee Roth pants.
You'll see me.
Okay.
I hope I do see you guys tomorrow.
Lee's make
Well,
great
I know.
pants.
Lern's up in a suite.
I'm up in a suite.
What?
Yeah.
With like every woman that's ever worked in radio.
I'm down on the
Sweet.
floor
Yeah.
with the people.
Me as well.
Yeah.
I'll be amongst the people.
Yeah. The people.
But if you see me, don't make eye contact.
That's right.
What?
That's right.
Just kidding. Come say hi. You'll see me.
In your special David Lee Roth pants.
And they're tight.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, baby.
All right. Today's Pappy's Recap.
Brought to you by Pappy's Smokehouse, St. Peter's, your summer barbecue headquarters, Highway 70 and Mid Rivers Mall Drive. Everything we covered on the show today, crap on celebrities. We played just the two of us. Sports Friday fails, of course. A drunk driver told 911 that somebody was driving the wrong way. Thank goodness he called, because it was him. Florida guy was arrested after flaunting a stolen Mercedes online following a rash of car break-ins. That didn't work out well. And a guy let a 10-year-old son drive his pickup truck on the freeway because you got to teach him at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, don't forget when the cops burst into a yoga class because they were doing corpse pose. Thought it was a mass murder.
Yeah.
Good news for that. 1057thepoint.com/Rizz. Today the title is R2D2 searching for my autopsy saw because we heard Margaritaville from King Scott.
Thank you.
The
Yes.
new hot
Excellent.
single.
Yeah,
Taking
hitting the
over
charts,
alternative airwaves everywhere. Check it out. Check out our socials at RIZZ Show so you can see some of the behind-the-scenes wildness that happened today. We also tried out a new fruit, thanks to Lern.
Yeah.
She brought in a pawpaw.
Super
a
good.
pawpaw fruit.
Also,
Which I
Rafe's,
still think is a joke and a figment of my imagination.
Rafe's in Memoriam. Find out who won the Craigslist Freak of the Week, who are the two ads moving on to the next round. All that and more on the podcast. All right. Anything else, ladies and gentlemen? Quickly.
That's
No.
it. I got to get out of here.
Go get tickets to the Funny Bone Show. I got to start pushing this thing. I'm about 3 weeks out. I want to see everybody's face. If you're in the chat, you better be at that show so I can say what I got to say to
And
you.
that's your birthday weekend, which is when?
September
September
30th.
28th through the 30th. September. Funnybone.com. Funnybone Westport. Come on out. We're gonna have a hoot. Might even see some guest sets from some people in this room. Who knows?
Okay, you never know. All right, we leave you with a selection from our Team Rizz Member of the Day, which is brought to you by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill, proud sponsor Team Rizz. Visit hotshotsnet.com/Team Rizz. From East Alton, Illinois, Joshua Root is our Team Rizz Member of the Day.
Joshua.
Here it is. We'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Energy up.
The Rizzuto
Go
Show
Cardinals.
on 105.7 The Point.